I am ready.
Magma.
Okay. I'm not sure if the audio is balanced or anything. We've been through this morning. We've had a few technical difficulties, but we'll just move past it.
Why is Dave came
What?
on the screen? Why is Dave came?
It's cause David's
Excuse
camera.
you?
It's cause if I open this, camera came. It's okay. It's okay. David's not came. Let's try this again. Welcome to the Fall of Mireon campaign. I am your DM, Yonch from yonchandyona. I am joined by the 4 loveliest players in the world, and we'll go through them one by one. We have Briar, played by Yona from yonchandyona. We are joined
That's
by...
me.
We're just going to skip over Gregor for now. We'll come back to that. We are joined by Husker, who is played by Songbird.
That's brutal as hell, then. Don't do my boy like that.
We have Dave, who's played
by Kame.
We have Dave, who's played by Thal. No, we have Thal, who's played by Dave. And finally, we have Yoey We have Gregor, played by Yoey, who may have to run around today, so you might get to see that.
Yeah.
Just bear that in mind. Sounds like a fun start. Glad to see the cosplayers. It's going well. It's going very well. But as a quick recap from the last session, a lot of things happened. Y'all went outside and you saw that the rip in the sky had disappeared, which is the most important thing that really happened that session.
The rip in the sky just gone?
Just gone.
Good.
Just
you had a chat with a guard who said it disappeared a couple hours after you arrived into the city being Seoul. You discussed how you really want that armor, apparently. So that's good.
Right.
Really badly.
Thal went to go see his dad. They had a small conversation, which no one was present for apart from Thal, so I won't go into the recap about it. Then you all heard drumming around the city and found out that it was time for the choosing. It was the time for the ritual combat to determine who is the next champion or high priest of One, the god of the city that you are currently reside in. You see One, a vision of One himself, drop to the ground around you and start explaining how it happens. And during the fight, you, Gregor, somebody called Valen, who you found out is the ex-high priest's sister, and another person by the name of Al took part in the fight. Not the Al that is your friend, a different Al.
Bad.
More than one person can be called Al.
Wrong.
And it came out that, unfortunately, Gregor not just lost the fight, but died in the process.
Rip.
After some intense negotiations, you guys found out that nobody within Seoul, really, even if they could, would resurrect Gregor, because it kind of goes against their beliefs of how death should occur. And therefore, you had to reach out to other people. Those people being the Ebon Court, a secret society of sorts that you are slowly discovering more than one person in the party has connections to. You managed to get help from them, in which point one of them resurrected Gregor, but due to some complications, the resurrection went awry, and Gregor, who was once a half-orc, came back as a genasi, more specifically somewhat between an earth and a fire genasi, known as a magma genasi. Magma. And that is where we ended the session. Right before we ended, Gregor looked at his book in which Avis had written. Avis being the ex-girlfriend or the current girlfriend of...
We're still dating as far as I know. Excuse me, we're exes?
Who knows?
You keep
Who
saying
knows?
that.
Did she break up with me and I didn't notice?
I mean,
seems to be the girlfriend of Briar, but also a member of the Ebon Court. And Gregor read a message sent from her in his book, and then we ended the session. So we'll pick up right there.
She's cheating on me, I can tell.
You guys have just been told that you have 4 hours until you're expected to have a meeting with the Ebon Court, and you have those 4 hours to do with what you please. Now, What would you like to do?
Now go play.
Have fun.
If I remember correctly, Gregor is on 1 HP and has 2 levels of exhaustion from his resurrection.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I healed him for like 10 points last time.
You know what? Sure, I'll give you 10 points. Gregor, you're on 11 points of healing, and you have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
I can't help with any of that.
Man, me neither.
Oh.
That ain't my shtick.
I used to be able to.
I could go for a bit of a nap.
Well, I mean, you have like 4 hours until we gotta go talk to some people. So
Right. Yes, you are right. I look around at my surroundings to figure out where I am, and
we have an ad.
look to go see where the nearest tree is to lean up against.
Right, pause. We have an ad apparently. Fucking bitch ads.
Stupid ads.
Stupid
Well, in the
bitch ass
meantime, I
ads.
don't think there are trees. Aren't we in like the Arctic?
Yeah, there is no trees. You are currently. I'll get to that probably in a second, but you are currently inside Avis's house, which is just a big empty room, pretty much.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, that's right. That is right.
Can you
Oh, yeah,
dive?
Avis
I want
had
you
a
to
house.
dive bomb into the snow, because I think it would leave like a cartoonish outline of your body as you sunk into it. It's sizzling.
He naps in the snow underneath
Yeah.
the burying.
There was
Yeah.
nothing. Wait, was the house empty? Was it like barren of furniture?
Pretty
Do
much.
I remember that?
Until Briar requested tapestry.
Yeah,
Alright.
which I've then since taken down and put in my bag.
Okay.
So
So I'll like lean up. I'll just like scoot myself up
Take her
to
back,
a wall, a corner, and I'll just lay my head back and I'm just going to sit here for a bit, regain my energy, figure out why my skin is all different now.
Does it hurt?
Um,
It looks like it hurts.
I don't think so. I find like maybe a little twig or branch that may have come in, and I want to like hold it up to one of the embers on my arm to see if it catches fire.
So as you touch this like little state, like you just like pull a piece of like there's small things around the room, like there's small chairs, like unbroken pieces, like something that's like for somebody who glances in could just look like somebody moving in, but
Right.
never really been unpacked. And you pick something up, you break something off, nobody really cares, and you hold it against these embers. And as you do, more of the dirt and like brown patches like fall away, leaving behind this almost rock-like skin. Like when you tap it, it feels hard to the touch. And between it, crags of deep recesses, and you look down into them, and there's just glowing with this orange ember. You stick a twig down in there, and you pull it out, and you see there's a bit of charring going on. The stick would eventually ignite into flame, but not currently. You could imagine it could probably take a while.
Got it.
real quick, did that man just stick a twig into like his blood? Did he just like put it inside his skin? Is that what just
kinda.
happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Just watched him do that.
Well, I could help start a fire next time we need to start a fire, I guess.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You see Gregor's hair starting to, like, not fall, but almost burn away and being replaced with just small licking flames.
Apparently, your volume is lower
Yep,
than everyone
I
else.
saw that. Thank you. We had a
I'm gonna
hard
just,
time
like,
with audio today.
slowly
Okay.
put my fingers into the fire that's
Hopefully it's
appearing on
better.
his hair to see
Absolutely
if it burns.
try to stop.
Do you think I can style it in any kind of way?
You go to touch the hair, and Hussey tries to stop you, but you maybe get like a bit of a touch of it. It doesn't seem to hurt you. It doesn't seem like physical fire, or at least the hair. That is.
Can I
good.
try and form it in response to Gregor being like,
Like,
can I style
move it
Or try to
around?
like shape it?
You start trying to shape it, and you eventually, you do manage to get like a vague shape going on, but it seems very unwieldy, like fire, for example. Like you can put it into a certain way and then pat it down, but it just kind of slowly starts pulling itself apart again and just returning to this roaring flame.
I'm gonna keep trying to put it into like a mohawk for a few seconds and then give up.
Oh my god,
Okay.
so cool.
I don't think
What
it
if there
was
was a fire top knot? That'd be so
A
cool.
fire top knot. Fuck's sake.
How do you tie
Would that be
fire?
cool?
Well,
I think the
Yes.
top knot's out of vogue.
I'd want to see it once.
Okay.
Oh my god. I'll
Okay.
find pictures of myself with top knots. You'll have to see.
Yes.
Cali boy.
Okay, so what is it that you guys want to do?
Do we know where Valen went?
You can
Valen.
you don't know where Valen went, but you can assume that she probably went
gonna-
back to the Great Forge.
I'm probably gonna go start looking for her. I mean, I'm not in like a suspicious way. I'll be like,
Okay.
hey, I'm gonna go find Valen. I think now that we have Gregor back and he's resting, we have a short amount of time. Maybe I should start trying to. I mean, we can all do it together if you want. But I was hoping I could start trying to put some battle plans into motion. You know, since the world's kind of going to war.
I think that's a good
Wait,
idea.
what kind of battle plans? I like. I want to be a part of that as soon as I. Well, why don't you take notes?
Yeah.
But you just let them know that I will
I
be
just say
there
I'm,
to
like,
help.
You're second in command and you're in charge, but I'm just kind of I'm in your place for now.
Okay, just don't mess it up. And I hold a thumbs up.
No pressure.
Okay. So you go off and try to find Valen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you assume that she's probably at the Great Forge, so you start heading that direction, and eventually you do bump into her. She's not actually in the Great Forge right now, like the Great Forge room that you guys slept in the night before. She's like sort of outside, just like pointing people around and shouting very loudly.
Bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna watch her do that for a little while because I don't want to interrupt. I'm gonna wait till
She
she takes a
doesn't.
break.
She doesn't really take a break, and she starts like after about 5 to 10 minutes, she like shouts at somebody, and they look around and start hurrying off in a direction. She just starts pursuing them.
Oh god. I'm gonna start chasing after her.
Okay.
Wait. Oh god, where are you going?
Oh, what do you need? Hello.
Wait,
How
what
are
do you
you?
need?
Well,
You
I'm
seem
confused.
like you're
You-
very
you-
busy.
I am. You came to me. What is it?
I came to talk about battle plans, but you seem busy, so I'm
Oh
offering
no,
some
yes, that's
help.
fine. And she sort of like looks around, looks up at the sky, and she waits for a few seconds and goes, "I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Yes, you could go into the room. Is the rest of your party here?"
I am talking on behalf of Gregor because he is exhausted after being, well, after what you did to him.
Mhm.
I don't know where the other two are, to be honest.
All right.
with you.
Well, I'll be there in a second. You should see a battle map laid out on the table.
Okay, I'll go have a look.
All right. And then she just seems to just shoot off in the direction that she was heading before. We'll pause that there. Everyone else, Gregor, what are you doing? Are you just gonna take a nap?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a nap. I think he tries to stay awake. He's like the person at the party who's had a little bit too much to drink, but he's dozing off. But
Okay.
he's like really trying to be a part of the conversation.
No problem. Okay, so yeah, you keep taking micro naps. You don't know how well this is gonna go because you do know you only have 4 hours until you need to be somewhere, and the long rest is at 8. But
Right.
maybe you can like make it work. We'll see. We'll see how it
Sure.
goes. Husker, what do you wanna do?
I'll stay with him for like 5 minutes, and then have a realization, and then try to slip out and make my way to the fire.
Okay. To the Great Forge, or are you trying to find something else?
No, I need a fire. I need a fire chunk, so I'm gonna go get one.
The Eternal Flame. You're gonna try to find the Eternal Flame because
Yeah,
you don't
I'm
know
gonna
where
go
it
get
is. So roll,
Oh,
like,
fuck.
how do you want to go about finding it? Do you just want to look for it, or do you want to like ask people for information about it? Like, what's the deal?
I thought it was like the big forge was powered by the eternal flame.
Maybe.
So I could just get any part of it.
You could
Maybe.
try that. You don't. I mean, you don't
That's what I'll
know,
try.
but it's something that you could try. Okay, so you start heading towards the Great Forge. I'll bear that in
Yeah.
mind. Thal, what do you want to do?
There is someone I need to see to, but before that thing, I'm gonna try and shadow Husker for a bit.
Okay, so you just so Husker slips on out and looks left and right, and then starts walking towards the Great Forge, and you slip on out after him. Are you trying to like stealth behind him, or are you trying to make it obvious that you're following him?
I'm gonna wait like a minute and then saunter behind him.
Okay, so
Like,
roll me.
If he notices me, I'll just tell him I'm looking for someone.
So here we go. If you're not actually trying to hide from him, just roll me like a performance check to see how how sauntry this saunter is.
Play it cool.
Let's see how cool you can play this.
Let's have a look. 14, cool.
14.
Cool.
What's your passive perception, Husker?
I can tell. I think my passive perception is pretty good. Let's see. I don't know if it's 14 good. Oh yeah, it is. It's 17.
Okay. Well, you know, like after you notice that a few minutes after you leave the like sort of built the house, you see Thal walk out, but he seems to just be generally walking in the same direction, not particularly looking at you. He's like looking around at things, kind of a bit nervous, pulling on his mace, I guess it would be, because he doesn't have his shield anymore. Doesn't seem to particularly be following you, just walking in the same direction for as much as you can tell. Adjusting his his bracer.
I assume he's got his own shit that he's getting up to, because he's been sneaking out a lot in this city.
He has been.
So
that's a
I'm
good
not going to
point.
assume that he's here for me.
Okay. We'll go back to you then, Husker. Considering Briar's gonna wait and Thal's following you, so you start making your way to the Great Forge. It takes you a few minutes. It's not particularly close to Avis's house, but it's not particularly far away either. After a few minutes, you manage to get there, and you feel this oppressive wave of heat hitting you, as it always does as you arrive at this giant, maybe 100-foot tall at least, forge in the middle of the city. And that's it. You see a giant forge slowly pumping away with mechanics.
Is the actual fire flame accessible to me in any way?
Well, you go over towards the edge, and there's like a very small, like, ramshackle fence around the edge. Most people know not to approach it too closely, but you walk up to the edge and you look over the edge and you see this almost infinite drop into what looks like the surface of Mireon. Small beads of light piercing from the very bottom. But that's all you see. You do remember that you were told that the forge is powered by geothermal energy, pretty much. Like, obviously they said the fire from below, but in our
Right.
terms, it's geothermal.
Yeah. So what else could they perceive as the eternal flame, rather than something that will always be there? Right. Right.
Sure. Well, you look down, you could maybe, like... It seems very deep, and you don't know what's at the bottom, but there is small beads of light coming from the bottom, so you could try it.
I don't know how I'm gonna try it. Like, go down there?
I mean, yeah.
Will I be instantly killed if I go in this hole? Like, is
What?
it so hot it's like an oven?
As you look over, you do get, like, when you open an oven and that, like, blast of hot air hits you, it's like that already, just from where you are.
Son of a bitch. That sucks. It doesn't matter. I need it, so I'm gonna go get it.
Guess you just, like, climb on over.
I guess. I'll use I use my 15 minutes of wings.
Okay.
And just kind of get at it, I guess.
How
Yeah,
close
what's
am
up,
I?
Val?
Right now.
You're like a minute behind.
Okay, is
Get-
there a guard nearby?
Yes, there's everyone. Everyone in the city is a guard,
Narc
really.
on me, you bitch.
Perfect.
Let me in the oven.
Okay, well, I want to find someone. Maybe an official guard, maybe someone who is unofficially a guard. You know, as they all are, apparently.
Yeah.
Officially a guard.
So you run up to a nearby person. You just kind of stumble upon like a generic sort of like half orc man. Sort of seems to be carrying something like a very heavy like bundle of what you can imagine is like stone from somewhere to somewhere else. You don't really ask, but you're like, hello. Yes.
Hey, can I ask you something that's maybe a bit blasphemous? I don't know.
What?
Is that the eternal flame?
And he like looks over to where you're pointing, which I assume is the Great Forge, and he goes,
Yes.
no, that is. What? Excuse me, and he notices Husker about to jump down.
Yeah, that was
have just disappeared.
That was my
over the
follow-up
lip.
question.
He walks over and goes, no. You can still jump down if you've got the opportunity to jump down still if you would like. But he's like, no, step back, away from the edge. You will die. You will die.
I'm so poised thinking about it. 100%?
Maybe 99.9. Not. I mean, if it depends how deep you go, but it's almost certain.
I'm very cold. I was looking
Please,
for a fire
please
trap.
do bear in mind, if you jump down there, you can't fly down there. Because
Why
there is
not?
rushing hot air flying around a cylinder randomly.
Oh. Well, you convinced me, and I just put my hands up and try to casually walk away from this conversation. Pretend it never happened. Oh, goodbye.
As you walk away, he turns back to you, Thal, and goes, no, the Eternal Flame is, more complicated. Are you trying to listen in?
Yeah, I hear that, and my stride breaks, and I start to walk very, very slowly.
Okay, roll me like a stealth check to see how well you're listening in.
Can I see that?
So stealthy.
Yeah, perception, to see if you can see that.
4.
4. What did you roll on yourself?
Oh, natural 20.
Definitely
Oh.
not. Okay, you definitely don't see that. For all you know,
Alright,
he's
so-
walking away, and as you lock eyes with
Okay.
this half orc, you kind of stop paying attention to the world around you, for a few moments. He goes, no, the Eternal Flame is something more metaphysical. It is the goal of any high priest, more so than their own, is to reclaim the Eternal Flame. It is believed to have been lost in the astral realm, but there is a few artifacts within Soul that is proclaimed to be it or contain it. Those are all kept with the high priest.
I see.
I'm cursing.
Thank you very much. I've been intrigued ever since I came here. I see you're carrying something very heavy. I'm not gonna keep you any longer.
Thank you. He sort of like picks it back up
So
and
heavy.
starts heading off. But you guys both heard that. We'll go back to Briar. Briar, you walk into the furnace room. It's very warm in here. It's a nice respite from the cold, frigid air outside. And you see on the table is a large map of Mireon. Specifically, obviously, this continent, which is Mireon, not of the entire world. You see Mireon, and you see all the different points, but you don't see any small figurines on it yet. And yeah, so you arrive in the room. It's nice and warm. You see the armor set at the back is it's mostly reformed. There's a few small pieces of the half cut in it from the waist that are still like clunking back into place. You hear like what almost sounds like a small crackling sound of the metal bending back into place. But it does not seem to be fully reformed yet, and that's probably why Val is not wearing it.
Deal it.
I think until Val is here, I don't want to mess too much with the map. I'll kind of take a mental note of the sort of things I want to talk about, and then just watch the metal reforming until she's here. She did say 5 minutes, so. As a side note, did I hear that kerfuffle outside? Because I'm
Not
inside
really.
The forge.
The forge is pretty loud generally,
Okay.
and considering you're on the opposite side, you probably didn't really hear much. You maybe heard like a muffled like conversation, but nothing of note.
Nothing I would worry about.
Hey, stop that.
No. After a few minutes, Val like bursts back into the room. Right, and as she bursts in, pretty much the metal is fully reformed, and this sort of like astral quality to it, like the sort of transparency to the armor as it's been shimmering in place, stops, and it you feel like you see the armor visibly deflate on this stand, and she walks over and goes, "Could you give me a hand? Sorry, could you give me a hand?"
Sure. What do you need? I'm not very strong.
And she starts
I can help.
she starts putting on the armor and basically just wants your help, like doing straps, very much like Traz asked you to do that one time.
More than comfortable helping her out. And this is the same armor set, right?
Yes, it's the
That I
exact same
helped him
one.
put on.
Mhm.
I sort of have like a small melancholy moment to myself as I'm like doing it up, like behind her back, so I don't depress her. But I just sort of.
As
like,
you're putting on, you very much see that she's a strong woman, but she's more, as you saw her during her fighting style, she's very much more dexterous, and this armor set is very much even also too big for her, but also too clunky. And as you finish putting it on, you see it sort of shrink to fit her body more more appropriately, and it seems to become lighter. The armor is still like a full set of plate armor, but it seems to the metal becomes thinner and more lightweight, and as she moves around, it doesn't make as much noise.
Is this? Well, I mean, I know it's magical armor. I just watched it remake itself, but does it have other properties?
Oh, it kind of changes to the wearer. It's more. It's not really a magic item. It's more of a. It's complicated.
Was it sent by God?
No. It was made by. It was blessed by One, but it wasn't made by him. It's a very old magic that we've kind of lost, so that's why we protect it so well. Is because we don't really know how to remake it if it were to be destroyed or taken. So
can it be destroyed? Because I just watched it reform.
we don't know. Everything can be destroyed, though. No, really, no one
Magic
knows.
items are pretty hard to destroy.
I can imagine. I'm not really one for magic myself.
I'm not planning to destroy your armor, so it
Please
really doesn't
don't.
matter.
It would be a shame. Anyway,
It
she
suits
sort of.
you.
Thank you. She leans against the table, and you see, as I said, the map of Mireon. But as I said, there's no small tokens or anything like that. And she goes, right. So, please remind me what's going on in the outside world right now.
Okay, so basic recap without going too in depth. The Queen of Citadel, which is on the main land,
Yes, there's. And she points at Citadel.
she wasn't the queen anymore, or was a demon version of herself. She made some kind of deal, maybe. Either way, she summoned basically the entirety of the Nine Hells to the material plane, destroying the entirety of Citadel, pretty much. So, the biggest town, city
Did you see that?
in the world. Yeah, we were there.
You saw all of the 9 hells come spilling out.
I
And
saw a
it-
lot of the Nine Hells.
Alright. Do you know about demons and such? Are you an expert in the matter?
Not so much. I'm more arcane focused.
I'm not trying to discount you, I'm just trying to get an actual depiction of what is going on.
Okay, so let me explain. So, Traz was talking to the queen.
Yes.
Thal walked in while that was happening. And basically, we were trying to figure out if my stupid theory about the queen being a demon was true. Turns out it was, because Thal went in and he did like some of his god magic that I don't really understand, that basically told him that she was evil.
Alright.
And then she was like, oh, well, now you know, and turned into a demon. Also, her husband was an undead, so we're assuming that she brought him back to life as like a puppet or a thrall or something. They both started attacking Thal and Traz, so we crashed in through the window. The one that should have Onir on it, so you're welcome. That can be replaced soon. Then we tried to fight her. She was far too strong. We were gonna die. So Traz defended us, and we got out because of Traz. So thank you, Traz. And I sort of gestured to the armor for a couple seconds. And then we immediately came outside the building. The sky ripped apart. Demons started falling out of the sky into the world and attacking us and everyone, and the whole of Citadel was getting destroyed. So then we ran away, and also Traz's horse was like, hey, you need to go tell everyone that Traz died, because I can't talk and I'm a horse, but I love him. And I was like, that's fair. So we did that, and then we came here and we told you. And we got teleported here by my girlfriend.
Right. Well, something of note. I used my limited power yesterday before I was the high priest to ask a favor of a few of the elite, as I'm sure you've met already, those who accompanied the high priest. Those, yes.
They're the elite?
Yes.
Okay. We know them, yeah.
Well, yeah, I sent Al down to Citadel to scout. He is still gone, but he sent something ahead, and he reported that everything seems normal.
Yeah?
Yes, there's a new guard. Apparently that has been placed in response to the demon attack, but everything appears to be normal.
Okay, well, bear in mind what I said at the start about her having a different identity that she covered up.
I don't discount you. You were trusted by Traz, and therefore I trust you for the most part. I believe that what you say about the king and queen of Citadel to be true. All I'm saying is that maybe we are not on such a rapid pace. Our timeline has extended a little bit, perhaps.
I don't think so. I'm sure that that's a logical conclusion to come to, and I'm sure my other companions might disagree with me here. But she seems like the type that'll manipulate to get what she wants, so she needs people to think that she's still good so that she
Yes.
can get companions in the war.
But manipulation usually takes a bit longer than marching an army somewhere.
Not if you're a queen that people trust.
Sure.
I mean, am I wrong? If she turned
No,
up
perhaps
and
you are.
was like,
I'm not a.
come to Citadel, then people would, and then she'd have a whole army there, and then we would be late because she already has her army there.
Perhaps. I would like to discuss terms before we get into this. Of course, our people are always raring for a battle, but we also require some payout for this. As it happens, I'm going to pause there. So I'm going to quickly put on the screen over the top of all of us the map of Mireon to help people get a bit more associated with what the world looks like. Just to go for a bit of explanation once it goes over. The characters are currently in Seoul, which is in the top right of the map. Citadel, which is the largest city on the continent, which is about 50 miles wide, is down towards the central area. Termbora, up on the top left, is the mage capital of the world. That's where most of the mage colleges are, including the most important ones. Clovermore currently has a big black circle around it because somebody knocked out a magical ley line and currently is a magic-free zone. Avangard and the desert areas to the right is where the elves live. The elves, as far as the players are aware and as far as history tells, aren't native to this continent or really to this plane, and they're very secretive. And the rest of the places have their own little quirks, such as Elysia is like a tourist capital. There's a lot of pretty views you can get from there, but all of them up to this point haven't really played much of a role in the game. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a view of Mireon, and I'll take it away again so that we can continue the conversation.
I like a call out.
I can't believe you outed us like that.
Because I shoved the fork in my outlet and everybody in my neighborhood lost power. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
God.
Like, shit happens, man. Let
Okay.
it go.
So what do we get out of this? What do you want out of this? What is the goal of invading Citadel?
I don't think the intention is to invade Citadel unless she makes herself known. The goal is to protect the rest of the world from... Because as far as we can tell, it seems as though she's trying to just bring the Nine Hells to the material realm and turn the material realm into another layer of hell, making it the 10th layer of hell, I assume.
Right.
And so that would probably mean casualties for everyone in, well, the world, but more so here. I think our main goal is to protect people and not necessarily to start a war.
Well, that's something you got to bear in mind, though. If you remove, as much as they may be demons, yes, they are still the
And
monarchy. All right, they are still the monarchy of a city, the largest city. Once you remove them, there will be a power vacuum there. Yes.
Yes.
So
We're totally okay there. We have some friends that could take those places. Speaking of, if you're interested, we could figure something out, I'm sure.
Right.
I mean, what do you want? Oh, we think we have another ad, by the way.
Nope, we've got 2 minutes until to our next ad, I think.
Oh, okay, mine says it has an ad break. That's fine.
Oh my god, I set a timer and everything. I'm annoyed about that. Okay. Quick timer. Quick ad break. Just wait a second.
Love ad breaks, aren't they great? I love when Twitch just throws an ad break at us for no reason.
Fucking Bezos.
Are we on a break right now? On an ad break?
Yes.
I'm going to grab a LaCroix.
Okay.
Get the basketball shorts out. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, what a
Have
man.
look. Oh, you didn't even have to leave frame.
Love
In
that.
his Le Croix. What flavor?
Today it is lime.
Oh.
You gotta tell me when we're good to go. Because mine says we're not in an ad, but...
Why is it when you hit 30, flavor no longer becomes an important part of your life? You just want
Very
carbonation.
It is very important.
Okay.
You're saying lime's bad?
I
So
think
hey.
we're,
But it's
I think
not
we're
even-
back from the ad.
Okay.
We'll
No more
continue
discussion about lime
Leave that
LaCroix.
in the end.
we'll discuss the LaCroix more during the next one. Okay. What was the question again?
So, what is it that you're looking for? What would you need to be able to commit to helping us? Like, are you looking for more land, power?
Personally, is that what you're asking?
Well, both, because you're now in charge, right? So,
I think it would help the faith in the city as a whole to have our religion reinstated within Citadel. That would be
Okay.
appreciated. Personally, I would like to be there to kill her.
that makes sense. Yeah, I get that.
These
So-
are
wait.
decisions that we can just make in the morning after what happened, though.
No, not at all. And I'm just trying to get some rough idea of where both of us are standing. If you were like, I have actually decided I don't want to do this at all, then I would just be like, okay, I understand. Hopefully we can change your mind another time, you know?
Yes, I do, before you continue, need it to be known that it is my army,
Mm-hmm.
it is my people
Mm-hmm.
that will die during this war. And therefore, I am in the upper hand, I guess you could say.
Of course. I mean, above everything else, you're the one with the most experience. So we would come to you for advice just as much as you could come to us for advice. I feel like that would be a fair agreement. Something I'd like to put forward as just something for consideration. If she brought back her husband from the dead, there is a very slight chance that Traz could be someone we have to fight against.
Oh, that would be almost certain.
I'm just making sure that you're like prepared for that if you want to be on the front line.
Yeah, we can always say we are. You never really know until you get there, right?
Of course.
We have no use for Citadel. We live where we live for a reason.
Are you happy here?
Yes, this is almost. This is our holy land. This is the basis of our entire faith. We are fine living here. Once we have dispatched the king and the queen and the armies of Citadel, for all we care, it can rot. So if you'd like to do something with it, you can deal with it and you can deal with the aftermath. But my army will be pulling out not long after the war is over. So bear that in mind also. You need forces to hold the city.
Of course, yeah. We're planning on building up a small army. You guys are probably the strongest in terms of, especially if we're fighting demons and devils, you guys with your religious knowledge probably are the strongest against them.
Thank you.
We are thinking of trying to get the mages on board as well, because that combined with the religious power is a pretty unstoppable force, I would say, even though the mages are mostly teenagers.
Yes, good luck
we
with
do
that.
have-
There isn't many in Tehembora that aren't learning, and those that are see themselves as above such issues. So,
Agreed,
also they don't
but
like us.
don't worry, they will like you. I'll
Okay,
make them like
sure.
you. They might be teenagers and they may be learning, but they are also mastering the arcane. They're still better than just a random baker with a sword, you know? And on top of that, the headmaster, who is literally a master of the arcane, said that he would never use his powers unless it was a world-ending event, and I would say turning the material realm into the 10th plane of hell is a world-ending event. I'm sure he won't use them unless he absolutely has to. I'm sure that it'll be a
Just-
struggle to get him to do anything, but he'd do it.
Just make sure that you don't actively involve those that you're trying to protect. Right?
Yeah.
There,
I mean,
if everyone dies in this battle, there is nothing to protect, nothing to safeguard. So maybe leave the children out of it.
I guess.
Anyway, I need to go and discuss a scouting party. Correct me. I'm going to let you and your party have most of the say when it comes to planning, because you have been out there and you've been in direct conflict with them. But I will always say if you're reaching too far. We have one scouting party available right now. Where should we send them?
They can't get into Avangard, can they?
They could try. It would take a long time, though, even in transit. And then on top of that, having to gain entry and such.
Can you send them to Tambora ahead of us?
Are you also... I could. It wouldn't make much point, but I could definitely, yes.
Well, we're planning on taking a detour, or at least I am,
Then sure, I'll send them to Tambora.
just to get some word there before anybody else manages to get their claws in. You know what I mean?
Of course. Alright, I must go. I need to set up preparations.
My party are welcome to just come in and out of here to work on the war table.
Yes, but I will not be here to inform you of what new resources we have or don't have, so...
That's fine.
Bear
I'm
in
just
mind.
checking. I mean,
all
we're
right.
not. I have to go away in like 3 hours anyway.
And then she just leaves.
She just awkwardly laughs and walks away. I'm
Pretty
like,
much. She was walking towards the door that entire time, and you wouldn't stop talking. So
I
at the
kept
end, she just
talking.
went, and then left.
Understandable.
Fine.
Understandable.
I'm gonna just kind of mess around with the map and like make fake routes in my head. Like,
Okay.
that work.
Okay, so that's you done. Let's think. Let me think. So what are the two boys doing? The two boys who are actually awake.
My plan was foiled, so I
It
don't know what
was.
to do. He said things might contain it, so now I'm just looking for any lantern special looking artifact that might have some fire in it.
Pretty much all of the lanterns around the Great Forge all glow insanely bright, like a little bit too bright. But that's about it that you can see. You did hear that the relics are stored with the High Priest, so you can imagine Val probably has them.
Damn it, but wait. Oh fuck, yeah, you're right.
Thal, what are you doing?
I know that his plan didn't work, so I have a sick old man to force to go to the doctor.
Okay, so you're gonna go to your dad.
Yes.
Okay, so you head on
Joke's
over
on
to your dad's house. As you start walking up this almost now familiar road, the kind of jovial spirit that Soul, funny enough, always tends to be in, which is unexpected for the most part, slowly drains from you. It almost, as you've seen before, it almost feels depressing to come to this house. The world around you sort of slightly darkens, and you feel this weight pulling down on you, and you turn and you see this very large house. As always, you see the windows now cleaner, but still covered in this thin layer of dark powder. And you head on towards the door. Knock, knock, knock. You knock on the door, and after you hear shuffling, and after a few minutes you see the door swing open, and rather than stood there like he has been up to this point, you see him leaning against the door frame as the door opens. Oh. You again. Hello.
I realize I'm coming here too much, but I'm not gonna let you sit here and fester on your own, okay?
Alright. And he starts to turn around to walk into the house. So,
Wait.
what?
No, sorry, please go ahead.
What are on the plans for today? Are you going to come and lecture me about how I should open more curtains?
No. I'm gonna lecture on how a doctor's visit is important.
To paint the scene a bit more, as you enter to follow him, a very similar sight. You see your father. Now, actually, you see certain parts of his once green scales sort of blackening and falling off. More jagged ends to his scales than they were before. You see this black powder covering all of the surfaces, like mold mostly, slowly crawling up and what feels like almost rippling at times. And you see the armor sets, a few ceremonial armor sets around the room rusting and almost decaying. Right. Are they coming here? Because I might need to. And he looks around, tidy up a little bit.
I was actually hoping to get you to them.
Alright, and he sort of he takes up this big cloak that he wears most of the time, puts on the back of his chair, and you see underneath an almost ceremonial suit of armor. It doesn't really seem like it would protect much against actual attacks. It seems thin, and you see it like beveling sometimes when he moves, like from air pressure. So it doesn't really seem like it would actually protect against anything. But he stands up as straight as he can, and you see a certain parts of the armor wearing away and rusting. And he goes, right. I assume the temple, yes.
Yes, though I'm not quite sure where that is.
Right. And he pulls down what looks like a great sword off the wall, and starts using it as like a walking stick. And you see it divoting into the ground of his house, and then furthermore slipping off of the cobblestones outside, but he seems to be using it well enough. It's just this way, and he points down towards the main town and leads you throughout these cobblestone but very narrow streets. The warmth of the forge is returning as you head towards the center, and you see what looks like it looks like a classical temple shape, but with the pillars on the outside are swords wreathed in flame.
Thanks.
Do we really have to?
I'm not sure how much they can really help, but I want to see if there's something that could be done.
Alright. And you lead him in, and as you lead him in, it's a very classic temple. You see, actually very similar to Corellan's. You see these large pools of water around the room, and steam rising off of them slowly. You see small tablets and tables around, which people are laying on. Mostly, it seems like the temples of One seem to be more like field hospitals than actual temples. A lot of people only really come here when they have an ailment, or because the way that they show their faith is by fighting or by praising in solidarity. So when you arrive at one of these temples, it really is just like a small doctor's office, really. And you start heading around, and you see there's a lot of people busy. You don't really find a free person until you see what looks like a let me find my notes. An elf, actually, funnily enough. You see an elven woman of she's about 5'7", 5'8", from what you can tell. She's wearing very heavy armor, with the symbol of Onair on the front. And as you enter, she looks around. And you meet eyes, and oh, hello. How can I help you?
Hello, I have brought my father here. I would like you to take a look at him, if possible. He's been ailed by...
Sure, yeah.
Well, we're not sure what it is, but it's been troubling for a while.
Right. She looks over at your dad and goes, "Could you go on over to the little table over there, and I'll be with you in a moment." And he just like, and then just like slowly walks off. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. What's your family name?
In Errol, but that would be Drasil Favorax.
Favorax. Okay, wait, Favorax. All right, and she like nods once and then turns around and heads over. I'll be back in a few moments once I've tried to figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure he can describe the symptoms and ailments he's been experiencing.
All right.
Thank you very much.
She walks over, and you can see that she slowly starts taking off these pieces of ceremonial armor, mostly on the arms and the legs, and she starts scraping away some of the dust into her hand and casts a few spells, of which you can't really tell. You do notice one thing that she does, which is not a spell, but she seems to be detecting. She uses divine sense. She's kind of detecting what origin, if any of them, it comes from. Do you wait around until she's done, or do you peace out?
When she does that, can I do that too? I'm curious. I've never tried that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So it's the divine sense does undead, fiends, and fae, right?
Pretty sure, but let me just check. Celestial, fiend, or undead.
Okay, yeah. So, you detect her, and the powder is mostly it's not undead, but it's probably the closest you can get. There is small wisps of undead, but it's not. It doesn't seem fully to be that. But no other detections, no fae, and no fiend.
Okay.
Do you wait until she's done, or do you peace out?
I'll wait around.
Okay. Almost maybe like half an hour later, she's done. She continues doing all these tests. You see she takes a sit down halfway through, and does a small prayer, and then stands back up and comes over. Right. So it looks like. And she takes a second to adjust her like tone. It seems like what's known as a soul curse, from what I can tell. It's
Soul curse?
Yeah, it is very rare. There's only very powerful clerics or those of faith actually can do it. It isn't an arcane spell. It is one of divine origin.
What about divine?
No, it is divine. It is used to punish. It is an instrument of the gods. It is used to punish those who have done their god wrong or done our god wrong. It could be used not even by your. And she like looks over you. Corellian? Yes.
Corellian. Yeah.
For example, if you were to do something within this temple that would blaspheme One, he could maybe perhaps give you a soul curse. It is something used by the gods. It isn't really something that mortals tend to know how to wield. Not that it hasn't been done. There are stories, but none of which have been confirmed. But there is not many ways of getting rid of it. There is only two that we know of. You can either kill the source, depending on what you know that is.
I think I have an idea.
Or you can destroy the curse, because they're such a powerful spell. They tend to need a conduit, something to pass through. So if you could find out what that conduit is and destroy it, that could also end it. But they're really the only
a source or a conduit.
Yes, or the person would have to make up with the entity that put it onto them, like make reparations with them and get, and then they could drop it. The caster of this, the source of the spell, could just cancel it at any point, really.
Right. That's gonna be a hassle. But thank you so much for helping.
These things are rarely
Telling me.
easy. Or it wouldn't be a plot hook.
Or that you would say that.
Would you
Random
utter that
thought.
evilly? What the fuck?
It's out of character, it's okay.
Okay, alright.
But yes, I could keep an eye on him whilst he's in here, if you would like.
Please.
I could try casting divine magic on him daily to sort of slow the. I don't really. As I say, it's very rare. This has only been recorded in our personal history once or twice, so we don't really know much about it.
Can you tell me how he's looking now?
Not great.
How much time
If
would
I'm
I?
going to be honest. Again, it's not something that we really have documented, so we don't really know when it's going bad. If you know what I mean. He could have any time between a few days and a few years. It's not really known.
Not very good doctor. Not very good estimate.
It depends mostly on his spirit, and she looks back at him. What
Nice.
sort of, if he's given up or not. It's very metaphysical in that point. It's not an easy job to do, honestly. And she looks down at like this clipboard that she has and starts heading back to your father.
Need a new job.
I'll try and follow along. To go over to
Okay.
him.
As you walk over, he's putting his armor back on. This is a waste of time. I could have been doing anything else during the. I could have been cleaning. I could have been praying, and he's like putting it on. He's listing all these small. I could have been making stew. I could have been. And he's like very angrily putting on these gauntlets of his.
Did you know it was a soul curse?
I don't know what that is. Can I go home
Well, then
now?
it wasn't a
I'm
waste of
very
time.
tired. Right.
I'll
Did you
take
come?
it on. All right.
Did you come back just to be a nuisance? Was that it?
Are you serious?
He stands up and starts walking home. Very slowly. You can keep up with him. Like as he starts walking out, he's scraping this great sword against the floor. It's actually probably more like a long sword, to be honest. He's scraping this long sword across the floor, making this very high pitched screeching sound that all the other patients are like looking over and saying words from their own languages. Like you hear a few abyssal words that you've only heard in passing, a few Orcish that you've heard Gregor say. Probably expletives, is from what you can imagine.
I'm gonna reach out and offer a hand to him so he doesn't scrape this fucking thing along the floor, annoying everyone else there.
He's like pick his hand up and walk him out. You guys, you make your way home with him. You don't really on your way home. You actually a few people look over and you see their eyes go wide and in like recognition of something, but you're not quite sure what. But your paths around the city aren't too hard. Everyone here, it's a very much more communal experience within Seoul, as you know. There isn't much crime. There isn't much discourse. No one really stops you. You get a few. You've always gotten a bit of stink eye from the people around the city due to your difference in faith. Let's say.
Fair.
But this seems different. You do get a few small scoffs, but mostly people just looking at you with like wide eyes.
Hey, Alina. You know what's with the looks?
I don't pay attention to them.
Well, I'm seeing them.
Close your eyes. And he carries on walking. And you guys make your way back to his home. Pretty much as soon as he breaches the threshold, he turns around and goes, I need to go to bed.
I'm not sure I like you staying in that infested home.
Where am I supposed to stay?
I could try and find some other place. I think I have an idea. If you don't mind.
Where?
I have a friend named Avis. She has a
No.
home here.
And
in,
he starts shutting the door.
I put a hand in. Why not?
Avis is a demonkin, yes?
So?
She's trouble. I'd rather stay away from her.
Smart.
That's why she's been helping us. Immensely.
Perhaps. Doesn't mean she's not trouble. I'll be fine. If it will get you off my back, I will go to the temple again tomorrow and daily until you return. Will that get you to leave me alone?
You are unbelievable. You know that? You throw me out on my own in the mountains when I'm a kid. I suffered. I had to find another family who had taught me some self-worth. Now I come back, try to extend an olive branch, try and help you out a little bit. Because I can find it somewhere in me to forgive you. And you still want to push me away? What did I do that was so wrong? I'm just trying to make sure you're alive.
And that is your choice. Don't put your choice onto me. Thank you. I'm going to go inside now. And he starts trying to close the door again.
Please just try to take care of yourself. I don't want to lose more people.
As you say that, he opens the door very slightly and hands through the longsword that he was wielding as a walking stick towards you. Just be careful.
You don't want to keep this?
I'll be fine.
If you say so. I'll try and take care of this as soon as I can, alright? Just go to the doctor. Make sure you do, daily. I'll get off your back now, father. Take care. And then I walk away.
And the door shuts. Did you take the longsword?
Fuck it, why not?
Cool.
Is there anything special about it? I want to look at it.
Do you have it? As you look at it, it seems to be a very shiny sword, which is sort of like juxtaposed by everything else in there being slowly eaten away at. It seems almost not particularly silver, but blue. Like there's a very blue tinge to it. The handle seems to be the crossguard seems to be flames reefing around each other in sort of a spiral pattern. And then the end of the sword comes to a point with like another spout of flame twisting around the handle. Basically, it seems like a physical representation of the symbol of One.
Getting more and more oneered up.
I mean, you're currently in like his city. Everything you get here is going to be clad in him. They're a very rapturous religion.
If I have a strap for the sword somewhere, I'll try and put it on.
Well, you don't, but you pretty much, you take like a strap of your belt, and you sort of like twirl it around the handle and retighten it. So it's gonna be like, if you have to pull it out quickly, it might damage some stuff, but it's there to hold it. For now.
Okay. And then I'll go back to where I remember Gregor being.
Okay. You head
Are you
to
just
Avis's
looting your
house.
dad? Are you looting your dad in advance for when he dies?
Not by choice.
Damn.
He's doing it to me. He's just handing it over.
I don't know how these ad breaks work, but we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break here to do ads, so it doesn't just interrupt again next time. So we'll see you guys very soon.
Everybody get up, take a break.
A
breather.
break. Everyone take a break.
break.
And we'll still be here for anyone who's subbed to the channel, so you'll be able to still chat with us. We're going to continue to talk about LaCroix, but we'll see you all very soon. Be back after the break. See you then.
LaCroix's our favorite topic.
LaCroix is our
Love LaCroix.
favorite topic.
LaCroix's very good.
What's your favorite LaCroix, flavor-wise?
Coconut. It's
I've never
bizarre, but I fucking love it.
I never had a LaCroix before.
Yeah, me neither.
It feels like a very much US thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. It makes people feel good about themselves because they're not drinking soda. Maybe I'm not sure.
Husker cannot hear you if you're talking to us.
No, we can't hear you.
The muted.
I just saw a passionate argument about LaCroix happening.
Yeah, I did.
But there was no sound. It was just. Man's gone. We lost
Yes,
him.
look at him, mans.
What the heck?
No man.
I love the bird head tilt.
Oh shit! I didn't realize you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to Joe.
No.
God damn it. That was a legitimate. Huh?
Huh?
Excuse me?
What? Anyway, LaCroix tastes like ass. That was the point. That's the summary of what I was saying.
Am I not subbed and seeing an ad? And not seeing an ad, is that just me? I'm telling you, our ads are broken. Like, they just want
Bro,
to play whenever they
nah.
want to play.
I fucking hate these ads so much. I wish I could just turn them off.
Our ad, well, I mean, I think we can.
No, you can't. You can have them so you can change sort of how they work, but you can't just turn them off because Jeff Bezos demands that 2 cents from the 5 viewers that you have.
Oh yeah, Twitch is gonna get his clicks.
I don't know then.
But
Our ads are broken.
welcome to our LaCroix talk.
Deep LaCroix conversations.
I realized I was watching some of the D&D shows as I was going. I know every DM does it differently and stuff, but I realized that you guys are level 8 and you guys don't really have like any magic items or money or anything.
Yeah, shit. I mean, yeah.
I haven't been
the same
giving you
thing,
guys
yeah.
anything, so I've been bearing that in mind and been like trying to make up
Yeah,
for
we
it.
don't have
You
anything.
gave a few things, but you took one of them away.
Yeah, you gave some really powerful things,
Yeah, and
but
then you took one back. And then we
Yeah.
haven't leveled up since. We haven't had a battle royale.
Yeah.
come on, Avis, just throw one at us.
Yeah, the cat kind of came out of the bag vis-a-vis your girlfriend, and I think now it's too weird to throw us into the battle chamber.
Yeah,
Battle
there's,
It's
area.
just like,
It's too weird now.
Do you guys still
there's some
wanna
stuff going
fight?
on.
There's a lot
See,
going on.
I don't want to continue this this you guys hating and killing each other thing. So I'm stepping up. Like you guys already fight into party enough. I don't need to do battle royales anymore. We don't have LaCroix here.
This doesn't get
never
us
had it
magic
before.
items.
Is it nice? True.
True.
You don't. Is LaCroix
we could just
nice?
kill-
No.
yeah, it's
So we
depends
have
on the person.
we have one no. Joe, is LaCroix nice?
Is LaCroix nice? LaCroix is very nice. Yes.
Yona, is LaCroix nice?
I've never had LaCroix, so I couldn't tell you.
Dave, is LaCroix nice?
I've also never had one, so I don't really have much out of this like
Okay,
conversation.
we have a split party here,
La
guys.
conversation.
La conversation. Sponsored.
I don't-
Get outta
Can,
here.
though.
Sponsored
The
by
cans are
LaCroix.
fancy. I
Get
don't
outta
like
there.
sparkling water though, so I
I don't
imagine
either.
I would
Are
like
the
LaCroix.
cans fancy? The cans look like some shit from like a fucking arcade's floor in the early 2000s.
Yep.
That's
I
the
understand.
aesthetic.
It does kind of have the 90s.
That's an amazing vibe. What do you mean?
Personally, I like it.
Yeah, I love it.
If everything could look like it belongs in an arcade at the early 2000s, I would immediately be purchasing it.
That's the lifetime you want to get stuck in.
Yeah, sparkling water
2005.
sucks.
It does. That's what I'm saying.
I don't like sparkling
Regardless of
water
brand.
either. I rarely drink any kind of sparkling drink. Well, probably won't like LaCroix then. I imagine.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm
Soda-
trying to tell you.
Soda or juice, as we call it
Juice.
here,
Juice.
is okay. Like I can't have too much of it, but sparkling water.
See, the issue is there's so many different regional words for pop. Like
Yeah,
like in
true.
England, there's pop, soda, fizzy juice, fizzy drink, and then you just
Fizzy
then,
juice.
yeah. And then that's Scotland's
Fizzy
one.
juice is
And then
it.
and then in certain places you just call it by its name. You don't say pop. You go like, can I have a Coke or can I have a lemonade?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's-
ads are
I feel
over.
like, sorry, one last addition. I feel like the ultimate version is the Danish translation was just soda water.
Soda
Soda
water.
water.
Love it.
Okay, so to pick it back up. Where were we?
What
Something
were
about
we
me?
doing? Right.
I was
Oh,
headed back to
yeah.
Gregor after telling off my dad.
Cool. So yeah, so you arrive back at
Good for you.
Avis's house, and you've still probably got like another hour or two. Gregor is sleeping. You walk in and you see him napping on the floor. You see actually these his hair is slowly like because the flame goes up, was it sort of like he's like on his side and the flame is just like going up into his face, like flickering, but it doesn't seem to actually be disturbing him.
I think he'd be fine with that.
Everyone else seems to be outside though still.
If he seems okay, then I'm gonna leave. I have another person to find.
Okay, well we're gonna pause that. We're gonna go back to Husker. Husker, what are you doing?
I think I'm just wandering aimlessly, looking for anything that might resemble what I want.
Roll me a perception check.
I guess I'm just trying to. Where'd my roll 20 go? Make my way back to the important high priest shit I've seen before. Just perception?
Yeah,
Perceive? I can perceive. 16.
16. Okay, so as you're walking around, you notice a few things that, I mean, you don't really know, like, without researching into the holy books or asking somebody specifically of like a description of it, things that you could. There is, at the temple where you actually see Thaland, an older green dragonborn leaving from, because you've never, like, met him before. You see them both exiting and walking up the road. You see at the top right above the door there is a giant flame that seems to be made out of amber or something. Like it's like a giant crystalline flame. As you continue walking around, you make a mental note of that. As you continue walking around, you see a veil actually in the set of high priest armor, and on the chest of it, right in the center, there is a Val. Sorry, what did I say?
Veil.
Veil. You see Val. I hate so much that you called her Veil.
You named your character after I did, okay?
Right in the center of the armor set, you see on the chest, you see a almost hexagonal orange gem that seems to be flickering from the inside. Also, as you're walking past the Great Forge, you remember inside there is actually a flame that you see. As you enter inside of it, you see behind the armor set there is a flickering flame that seems to come out of a small cylinder of metal.
I could try that.
Those are free. As you've been walking around the city for this takes you the full 4 hours though to get these.
Yeah.
As you walk around the city for the next 4 hours, these are the free things that you spot that could be it. You don't know.
Could be it.
They actually all give off faintly magical vibes because you're a mage. They all give you slightly magical resonance. We'll say. So we'll leave you there for a moment.
Wait, you said the fire like behind the arm where the armor set was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Briar, anything you want to do?
Where did Avis end up going? Is she just sitting in the house with Gregor?
You don't know. During the whole conversation between you and the member of the Ebon Court, you sort of like, as you look back up after Gregor was resurrected, she wasn't there.
Ugh. I can't just leave the war table empty with nobody to look after it.
Can't you?
No.
What do you think's gonna happen?
No.
During the time that you're there, you see Husker open the door, walk in, look around, see you, and then close the door and walk out again.
Yeah, I'm looking for something specific, and you're not it.
I just sort of wave as you're walking away, like, okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.
I'll message. I'll just like, there's chairs in here. I'll kick back and I'll just start messaging every direction, looking for Avis.
Wait, how does that? I need to check message again. I know you can do that, but I need to know like the rules of message.
It's I have to point it towards a creature within a range of 120 feet of me.
Nah, doesn't go. Like I'll let you know. You point at a wall and it bounces off because it doesn't pass through 1 inch of common metal.
Of common metal, yeah. I'm sitting there just like boom, 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 boom.
Actually, you wouldn't know that, but you point in every direction and nothing happens. Do you just wait there for the rest of like the 2 hours? Because if so, we can move on to Thal.
Yeah, frustratedly, yes. I just sit there and like look at the map.
And then you start heading back to Avis's house, I assume.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay. About 10 minutes before you're about to leave, Val comes back and puts down a few small figurines on the table, and starts
Ooh.
and then moves one of them from Seoul to Hamborough.
So that's the scouting party? What are these other ones?
Guess is at the size of forces for each city. We'll send out
Okay.
scouting parties to research, but for now that's it.
Which
Anyway,
ones
and
are
then
me?
none of them are you. Would you like one for your group? It might be a good idea. You do make
It
quite
could
an
be useful.
impact, let's say.
Yeah?
Okay, and then she
Oh.
walks back out. Before you
As
say
she's
hello.
walking out, I go, oh, well. She'll figure out that there's no magic at Clovermore.
And then you head
It'll
out
be
to
fine.
Avis's house. Before the party all comes together, Thal has one more thing to do. What is it, Thal?
I'm sort of reconsidering if I want to do that.
Okay,
I was thinking of going to find V.
that's up to you. Do you want to do it or not?
No, not right now.
Okay. So
Actually.
you start.
So I'll
You
go
head.
and find the war room instead.
You head out,
Wherever
and
that
then you
might be.
start walking towards the temple. And then you stop, and then you start heading towards the water table, which is in the great forge. And you bump into Val, actually, not Briar, because Briar's in the room. You're not exiting yet because this is like 2 hours in. Who seems to be making their way with like a piece of paper with some drawings on it, which you can assume are like the small figurines that need to be made. She like nods at you and heads on past, and you head on into the forge. And Briar's there.
Everyone except... Oh, no, all of our cameras are frozen. Except from Joe.
Huh?
That's right.
Joe's still thriving. The rest of us are gone.
That's so
Thriving.
strange.
Oh yeah.
Has that fixed it? What the fuck?
Emote for all of us, Joe.
No. What am I doing?
Wait, I'm not frozen either now.
No, you two were fine. It's just the rest of us. God, Discord just sucks, man.
I'm gone.
Oh gosh.
I'm back.
Just kidding. I'm here.
What? Why? Everyone
What-
turn
what?
the cameras off and turn them back on. I guess.
Okay.
Well,
Mine is in my computer. I cannot do that.
Nope, mine's still frozen.
Appears to be frozen for me as well.
Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Take
It
a
wouldn't
quick
be a
break
stream
to
unless there's
fix.
technical
Fuck-
difficulties.
Fuck
True,
me.
true.
Let's-
Discord, man. Come on.
It isn't Discord because you're not it'll be Streamlabs for some reason.
Streamlabs, man. Come on. Let's switch over to OBS Studio and also Zoom.
let's
Zoom.
get on TeamSpeak
But
and maybe load up
TeamSpeak.
Skype. Let's get on
Let's get
TeamSpeak.
Skype.
Let's
oh
get
my
on
God.
Yo, let's-
TeamSpeak.
You boys want to Skype?
Let's Skype, dude.
Let's Skype, bruh.
We really need to get on
That service
TeamSpeak.
hasn't been obsolete for 20 years, bruh.
Let's get
Didn't
MSN
fumble the
up.
football on that one, bruh.
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 I've had a power out in the middle of a session before. Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, I think everyone's unfrozen.
Are we free?
Oh my god, we're free again. Awesome. Cool.
We're free.
I can move.
Hallelujah.
Okay. I mean, Dave hasn't changed, but we won't talk about that.
Ooh, get him.
Uncalled for.
Very. Anyway, not important. So you guys, what was happening? I'm so lost.
War
already.
room.
War room. You're in the
Val
war
was
room.
headed
to the war room.
Val walks into the war room. There you go. You saying everybody? Oh, you were just telling me everyone's frozen.
I was just letting everyone.
Okay.
everyone
Thank you.
was
Please continue.
frozen. I give it a little wave.
You walk into this small metal box, maybe about 20 feet by 20 feet, right next to this forge. It's almost tropical in here, you could say. There's small carvings small carvings that seem to glow with like an orange rune. You can imagine to maybe dampen the heat a little bit so you guys don't get boiled.
I'm
But
cooking in here.
pretty much. But yeah, you walk into a very hot tin room, pretty much.
Finally, some warmth.
It's so
As a
nice
dragon
in
born,
here.
some warmth in the snowy Arctic of Seoul is a nice welcomed respite.
You could stay in here until we have to go back to the Ebon Court if you want.
I'll stay here for a little bit at least.
It's cozy. We got a
Very.
map.
Oh, did
It's
we?
very cool. We're all very professional.
Is-
I walk
is that
over
the
to
one?
the map. Yes, look, look, look.
I'll walk over.
We don't have any little markers yet. I'm assuming in roughly 2 hours she will have figured that out,
Roughly, yeah.
give or take. But it's a cool map. I didn't know they had one like this. I've never seen a map of the whole world just laid out. Well, is it the whole world? After what I saw up in heaven?
Almost heaven.
Might,
I
West
was,
might
a,
not
I was a
have
bit
been.
distracted at the time.
I looked.
Did you see it there?
I saw there was more land masses. You know that globe in the headmaster's office, the one that you looked at,
Right.
and how that had different land masses. I thought it was just like a hypothetical, like he was going to create a world with more space, or something,
I'm sure you could if you wanted to.
or like a demi-plane or something. But no, it seems to be real, according to Onia, anyway. But I don't know if I should believe him. I don't know if he's a trustworthy source. I
So you want
assume
to
he
say that in
is.
this capital?
I'm sure he understands it's a joke. Otherwise, I feel like I would be dead already.
He's got a sense of humor, I'm sure.
But yes, so I suppose it's not the world. I suppose it's just one continent. Do we have a word for continent if continents didn't exist until now?
No, this would be your world.
Yes.
But
I've
also,
invented a word. It's continent.
I've spread it around. It's my
Nice.
word.
Nice.
I want the royalties.
Fun.
It's a small
Continent.
part of the world that contains many countries. Wait, this is just one
What's a
country.
country? Hey, what's
I'm
a
making,
country?
and then there's counties. I'm taking words away
Oh my
the smaller
God.
things get.
Oh,
You gotta write this down.
You're right. I pull out my notebook and start planning out words. So country is the middle phrase.
I make a fortune on these words. I'm gonna love these words.
I'm a genius.
Get royalties for every time someone uses these words.
Oh, could you imagine? That's just wait. We're just inventing NFTs. Hang on.
Wait a
no.
minute, no.
Wait.
Take
hold
it
on.
back, take it
Stop.
back.
Stop.
So if this is just one part of the world, do you think that she's going to try and take over the whole world, or just this country, continent? I haven't decided which one it is.
Place.
Big.
I don't know. Is her plan like world domination?
It seems like it, but I don't know if I'm just putting that on her because I've read too many books.
I could
Maybe
see
her-
that.
Maybe she just wants
What
to
is
take
she-
over like one town.
Okay, Briar, what did you talk about in here? Have you been here for a while?
Right, you're right. I forgot to inform you. I'm sorry. Apparently it's all back to normal.
What?
I know.
What?
I know. Apparently.
No, what?
Apparently she sent Al down. You know, our Al, not the one that fought with Gregor. And
Right,
and
that's the other Al.
and he sent word back that things looked normal and they had a new guard in place, which I assume is the demons, by the way. But everything looks the same as it used to. I don't know if it's an illusion or if I mean, she had a lot of demons. They could work that fast.
It could be either. Look, we were there. We saw the entire thing fall.
Yes, we did see demons falling out of the sky, correct? Because I said
Yes,
that
we
to
did.
Valen, and she looked at me like I was insane.
Well,
Which is fair.
yeah, you can't really blame her for that. You
No,
tell
but
someone a rift has opened up over the sky and swallowed Citadel, essentially.
to
covered
be
in
fair,
demons.
though, I did think that the added element of her brother having died might have made her believe me a little bit more, because he was involved in the whole thing.
I mean, I'm sure she does want to believe you.
I mean, she must believe me if she's joining in on all of this, at least to some degree. She did say she believed me about the Queen and the King, so there's that.
Wait, so are you saying she's joining in?
She's willing to join in, but she needs to. First of all, it's her army. We have to remember that. We can't say we are in charge of the army, which I don't
Of
think any of
course.
us are going to, but it's worth mentioning.
No. There's more of an alliance.
And she wants something out of it for it to be worth it, because it's going to be her men that she's going to be losing in the battle, which is, totally understandable. She doesn't care about Citadel that much, but she does wish to reinstate the religion as much as possible, which I
We
don't
can
think
do
any
that.
of us have a problem with. And if we take out the king and queen, there will be a power vacuum, which either we could fulfill with the people that are in the town, the fox and the wolf and all of those, or one of us could take over, and we would definitely be in support of religion. Of letting
Whoa.
it. What? You don't want to be king? It's up. You mean it's up for
That is
grabs right now?
that is so much responsibility.
Yeah, well, yes, but it's on the table. It's not often on the table. I mean, I would be quite, I would be quite proud to have my brother be king, personally. And you would be supportive of all the religions, although I'm sure you would favor one, so maybe it's not a good idea that you go on the throne. Thinking about it
Yeah,
more.
people might think of a bias.
We need to go
But
with
no,
someone religiousless.
look, I respect
Religionless?
all religions, just so you know.
No, yes, I know. I mean, we wouldn't be here if you didn't. But, that being said, I do remember a couple of weeks ago when you were very against all of this, the Onia tribe and whatnot. Hmm.
Yeah, that was before V came along and offered a solution to help you get rid of a curse that probably could have killed you, and many
So,
others around us.
so what you're telling me is, you don't approve of all religions, you approve of people that help you.
No,
Hmm?
no,
Hmm?
no, I'm saying that you changed my perception of Onir.
Okay. Well, either way,
Because before that I only had a few people to go off of.
you can't judge
And
the masses by one story, Thal.
I realized. Although I
glad
did
you
meet one of
realized.
those people earlier, and he did not make a good name for himself.
Who?
Well, my father.
What did he do?
Okay. So, I've been meaning to tell you.
I sit down.
The times that I've been slipping away and such, I've been going to see him. Because back at the League of Twisted Fates, the serpents told me that I needed to learn about who and where I came from in order to better understand myself. And so I think fan this flame inside of me or something. I don't know. They speak in riddles. I'm not good at those. But I took
Wait.
that to mean that I should see him.
I'm all for you understanding your past, and I'm supportive of it. But just to be clear, we're upset with Husker for following the whims of the serpents without talking to us. But you have been doing the same thing.
Serpents gave you some advice. I kind of took it. What the serpents are doing to him is that they're giving him power and then demanding the world from him. And he's
This is
gonna do
true.
it.
This is true. But you understand my point. It is a little hypocritical, a little tiny bit. He is still worse. I mean, have you seen his eyes? He's in a worse
Right?
position. He's
You
definitely
shouldn't
taken.
look at his eyes. You
He's
should not look at Rescu's
man
eyes.
has lost all hope in the world. He looks so sad now. But before we get to that, it was a little hypocritical.
Fine. Okay.
I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you've accepted that, and we can move on.
But yes, I went to see him. You know what's happened to him?
No.
He had a soul curse put on him.
Do I know anything about a soul curse?
You invented
I
it.
can't hear you, Josh.
Roll Arcana. Gregor, if it makes you
Maybe I
feel any
will.
better, you're having a really good dream right now.
This is the best nap Gregor's ever
It's
had.
like
Really
it's
good.
so restful.
He did. Oh my god.
You're dreaming about like leading an army and inspiring everyone with one word and
Oh yeah.
civilizations
Hell
toppling
yeah.
under your might.
Yes.
Gamers rise up.
Gamers
Rise
rise up. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 21.
She made them.
Like you've heard mentions of it because it's a divine spell or a divine magical effect. It isn't an arcane one, so she didn't really look into it much. But one day in the library, you were thinking, "Huh, I wonder how Thal would cast spells when you were both growing up and separating into your individual fields." You started researching, and you did. Obviously, you went for the highest, most complicated things possible.
Of course.
You did stumble upon some mention of soul curses. Really, as much as much as them about them as Thal would. Really, you know that they're incredibly powerful, very hard to cast. Very few mortals are known to be able to cast them, or ever been able to cast them. As far as anyone was aware, no one is alive that can. But also, there is speculation that somebody who is powerful enough to cast something like that is powerful enough to shirk the chains of mortality. So yeah, it's mostly something done by gods to mortals than from mortals to other mortals.
Well, then what did he do to own it?
I have no idea how he got it put on him.
Have you asked him?
I'm pretty sure I can't tell if he despises me or likes me, but still wants to push me away.
Well, I mean, if he's diseased. I mean, he threw you away.
Yes, he did.
Damn.
And he still seems to be doing so. Although he did give me a sword. That's habit.
Is it special? Or is it just a sword?
I thought he's giving you a sword and told you to fuck
You-
off, though, is it?
Can you tell?
Is it... I don't know. Let me see. I get closer. Is this a magical sword, or is there a family heirloom here that I wouldn't know about? I don't know that part. I could check magic, though.
I'll be honest, when I really didn't want to ask much. Because for one, I didn't think he would give me an answer.
That's fair.
At least I convinced him to go to the doctor.
Did they help?
Well, they explained what it was, and they said that he had anywhere between a few days to a few years. Now, he told me to find my birth mother to maybe sort it out, and she is in Elysia.
Right. Well, is your mother a god?
I'm worried about that now. She might be.
Wasn't she up there when we went up to heaven?
Yes, but maybe it doesn't mean what we think it means.
What do you think it means?
Maybe it means that they have faith in Onir. And his was half flicking because he doesn't fully believe.
Maybe.
It could
That's an
also
interesting
be
take.
just that they're dead.
You would think we would have seen significantly more people if it was faith. Well, also dead. Never mind.
Well, isn't there a point where they become part of the Great
Mm.
Furnace?
Something like that. Like they become coal. Or
Yeah.
fuel. Or something. So is that when they die? Because then Thal should have been in the coal. Not Thal. You're not dead. Traz. My god. Getting my Dragonborn mixed up. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I would never. It's just you changed your color, and you're closer to red now than you are to green. Took me a moment. That's all. Am I wrong?
I know it's new.
No, that was entirely my fault. Your names both start with T. I just said the wrong one. Anyway,
Maybe he should have been in there. Yeah, I don't know about that. Does it mean he's still alive somehow?
if he's undead,
Regardless.
could he still have belief? If he died with belief.
I don't think we're equipped to talk about this.
I don't think I've any idea how religion works at all. But that would mean he
I
was
can
still
know-
technically alive.
I can only go from mine, really, and what little I saw up there. But anyway, she might be a god. She might just be a conduit there's like two ways to stop it. Either you stop it at the source or you stop the conduit, which it was cast through.
So are you going to kill your mother? Is that what you're saying?
Possibly.
What if... What if he deserves it? What if he did something that deserved a soul curse? What if she was doing the right thing?
I can't be sure of that. I really can't. I was thinking of going to... Well, either I go back and face his annoyance, which, to be honest, I can handle, and ask him what he did. Or I was thinking of going to ask V what she knew about him.
That could... How have people been reacting when you mention his name, or
With shock.
your surname? Shock? Good shock or bad shock?
It's
Shock
just
like,
shock.
oh, you're important, or shock like, oh, I can't believe you said that name in this town.
More vague. More just like, oh.
Can I
Like,
try
we've
to
gotten quite a
garner?
few looks.
Can I try to garner from Thal's replication of people saying, oh, whether it's good shock or bad shock?
Roll me insight?
I'm like, okay, wait, say that again. How did they say it?
Oh.
I rolled a 15.
I mean, could be good shock, could be bad shock. You're leaning towards good shock in terms of they're not going like, oh. They're going, oh. Like, they don't seem annoyed about it, but they don't seem particularly happy about it either. So neutral to good shock.
Well, so...
Well, another thing. There were a few scuffs along the way, and he's apparently been the high priest before. He's also very much a recluse now.
That definitely lends to bad shock, in case you didn't know. Ugh. Oh.
So he was the high priest. He did something so terrible that a god decided to curse him, and then he's no longer the high priest. And also, just as a side note, he threw his child away at the top of a mountain.
You want me to let him die?
I mean, I personally would. Has he been thankful at all about what you've been doing? Has he even remotely tried to fix things with you?
Let's see.
Let me
Most
contemplate.
recently, I snapped at him, saying that he was ungrateful and unbelievable. And
You don't
then
snap
he
very
said,
easily.
No. And then he gave me his sword and also said thank you. So there's
What?
that.
That is not an acceptable response. You are being ungrateful. Thank you. Gives you a sword? What? Like he's proud of it?
No, because I was explaining that I was trying my damnedest to help him after he threw me out into the wilderness.
And his response was thank you?
For trying to help? I assume so. I believe he's also said that he regretted it.
I'm trying really hard not to be biased. I'm sure that he would have been a great father, maybe, if he'd stuck around. I just sort of roll my eyes and look around the room awkwardly, like, but anyway, I don't know how to continue the I think he should die, personally. I'm sure he did something that deserved it, and on top of that, he threw his child away. So, there's two things there that I think he probably should die for. We could talk to Onia, maybe?
I'm gonna
We've done that
say
before.
between all the small pauses that I included in role-playing and stuff, you're coming up to the end of those 4 hours.
Val's about to walk in with the little minifigures.
Pretty much, that's why I'm saying around now is when Val walks in.
Oh, what are these? Which one's me?
And then you go through the whole thing, but now Thal's there.
Yay! And then I guess we will start walking back
I must say, if you don't set off soon, then yeah, you won't make it in time.
Maybe you should bring this up to the others. That's all. That's my final thought on this.
Oh, Gregor and Husker.
Yeah, see what they have to say. I assume maybe they would
I can
be a little bit
imagine what
less.
they'll have to say.
I mean, I would give them a chance. They will be less biased than I am. I think that my family that I have with you is superior in every way, so he is not worth the time.
You understand that I'm not trying to switch families or replace anyone there, right?
No, I understand. It's just
I know who truly helped me out. I know who was there for me the whole time.
I just don't understand your kind heart. That's all. I don't understand why you feel the need to help someone that was so cruel to you.
He's suffering.
Probably deserved.
Sorry,
And I
Jesus.
start storming to Avis's house. He probably deserves it.
And as you say, he probably deserves it. You open the door and Gregor, you're like sort of woken up from your sleep. It doesn't disturb your 8 hours. You're 4 hours into your 8 hours. I'm gonna say you can spend the next, unless you do anything that's very strenuous. The next 4 hours can just be you mulling around, doing small things that don't require a lot of exertion. And Husker, you're like not startled, but you're like, oh. And she also goes, probably deserves it.
What?
Sorry. I'm just talking about his. You know what? Not my story to tell. And I go and sit down, and I'm gonna do some camera stuff. So 1 second. You guys can keep going though.
Wait, do we have a
Oh,
break?
Briar said that. I was like, what the fuck?
Camera.
Camera.
Parchment. Parchment drawing.
I think Gregor is just getting used to his new body. He's trying to when he noticed with that little twig or piece of detritus, when he noticed that like some of the earthly tones fell away, and then he saw like the embers more clearly.
Mm-hmm.
He is trying to do that on all visible parts of his body. So he's doing it on his other arm, on his legs, so that I don't know. It's like he's hatching out of something.
No, sure, yeah. You just kind of start experimenting with the new aspects of you. We are going to quickly take a quick 3-minute break. So if anybody needs to go bio or get a drink,
You
or
hope we're gonna have a quick 3-minute break.
we're gonna hope. We'll see. Again, people might see ads, people might not see ads, but we'll keep talking about the Croy. Today's episode sponsored by. Yeah. So, how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Everyone good?
BRB.
How's everyone doing? I'm leaving.
I'm
Goodbye.
leaving.
I'm doing okay. I changed my camera, but now I'm like way out of frame in comparison to what I was.
It's fine. I'll fix that now.
Oh, well, I moved everything to be in frame. So, I'll move it back.
Okay. So no ad audio is playing, but not the video.
Oh, really?
Now
That's
the
so
ad
annoying.
audio is playing, but not the video.
I had an ad on King Yona, so
Awesome. Babe, can
it's
you
working in some places.
can you move your camera up so there's more empty space above you? Maybe?
More empty space above me?
Yeah, there's not really. I mean, no, never mind.
There
never
is
mind.
on my
I'll make it
camera.
work. No, there isn't that much for me at least.
Oh. I have like a whole inch above my head on the camera.
It's fine. I fixed it. It's all good.
But you don't need to see the top of my head anyway.
No.
It's fine.
Um.
I absolutely love the image of Joe wearing medieval armor but using his mobile phone.
It's like, have you seen those like pictures from Merlin of like the cast members like
Yeah.
using modern technology but in their like full like cosplays because they're obviously acting
Yo.
in like medieval stuff.
My
Where'd this guy get a
favorite
phone?
my favorite picture out of those is the one with the king playing on his pink Nintendo DS.
Oh god.
Like on the throne. He's just sitting like
Yeah.
So I'm looking up fire wigs
Good. How's that going for you?
Fire
I
wigs.
found a.
Oh no,
a
that's
funny
not it.
screenshot.
No, please,
No.
please let him get
That's
the
not
My
it.
Hero Academia wig, please.
No.
Heat miser
Man.
wig. is what it
Heat
says.
miser wig. Now that might work.
Heat miser would make more sense. Also, as a side note, I changed one of the channels in the Y&Y server as Fall of Mireon chat so that we can just put random shit in there that we're talking about during the session.
Speaking of,
Keeps the chat a bit more active and stuff.
let's just do a quick plug for the Discord.
Yeah, oh, it's great. Oh, that's I mean, sure, yeah.
What?
It was
That-
posted like a little bit ago, but it's been a while.
Well, it's again, so feel free to join us in the Discord.
Where is that chat?
It's
there it
in
is.
the dungeon section.
I found it.
It's just me talking to myself right now, but
That's well, we didn't know it existed. There.
yeah, exactly. It's fine.
Uh-oh. Happening.
That's the
That's-
wig.
No.
Yes.
Wait, why is he
Man
holding it
playing with
sideways? What
Nintendo.
is he playing?
Brain training. I'm pretty sure he confirmed
Bro.
at one point.
I
my
I
God.
love that. I love that he bought a pink one.
Yeah.
What a man. What a man.
A man not scared of his sexuality. He's like
Right.
embracing it.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I have a friend who used to go to cons in a full set of plate armor, but then also has a camera and a phone and a backpack. Honestly, I want to go to more. I want to go to like
the
more like
aesthetic.
cons and like. There's not like Renaissance fairs and stuff like that in the UK. So
I
it really
was
sucks.
complaining about. I was complaining to Josh the other day. I was like, you would think that Scotland would be prime real estate for Renaissance fairs. Like, are you kidding me? We have the environment for it. Why is it not a thing that exists here?
That is
But-
baffling.
Nope, they just don't do them. I mean,
We
they
have a
do them,
pretty
but like in
big-
really awkward places.
We have a pretty big middle-aged fair here. It's like around an old prison that they converted, where they also hold concerts and such. They apparently
That's
attract
so
people from
cool.
all over Europe.
That's so cool.
Go to
Well,
jail.
don't have shit.
Fuck
We'll
off.
have to go to one of Dave's ones then.
Yeah. We were talking to Joe the other day about that one that was like the pirate one that goes from Germany to Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
It finishes
What?
in Denmark. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a pirate
fuck
like LARP thing
That looks
that you
so
could you
fun.
like go on a ship for a week or two, and you basically are just the crew of the ship and you RP the whole time, but it ends in
Dude.
Denmark, so we could just like come visit.
Do you know how to
That's
sail?
dope.
They teach you. They have like a secondary
Oh,
crew on
really?
board that like help. So they're like,
that's
you
awesome.
have to do it, but they teach you how to do it.
Like you.
Our cameras are frozen again.
Oh, it's 'cause-
No.
No,
Oh, that's-
son of a bitch.
That is weird. But it's because like you even get the opportunity to maybe like sail the ship and as like be the captain and like sail it,
Mhm.
which I would not trust a random group of people to do.
There's
I
like
trust my
one.
mom to do it.
There's one that's being sent by like the government, and one that's being sent as a pirate crew, and you're like fighting against each other to get there first
Oh,
and
what
stuff.
the fuck? That's
It's really
That's
cool.
dope.
I tried
the
resetting my
cannons.
camera and it didn't do anything.
That's fine. I'm doing it now.
You blast the other ship out of the water with cannons.
I
It's a
don't
bunch
think
of
they
nerf
give you
guns.
The
cannons.
ship-to-ship combat.
Castlefest has a LARP village where people live as part of the medieval village for the weekend. Mate, can I just live there eternally?
Nice.
Can I just be like a permanent member of the cast that just stays there? Can I be like the tavern wench or something?
You can, but if you ever break character, you are killed instantly.
I'll do
You
it.
think I
I'll
would
do it.
ever
You think
break
I would
character? You
Ever break character?
I
It's
would
a
be.
lifelong commitment.
I will become that person.
What does
Alright.
NL mean?
No lie.
Netherlands.
Netherlands? Netherlands?
I mean, there are
Only
two.
Netherlands.
And well, depending on
What
if it's
context?
Netherlands, that's cool. We could. Well, it says. I mean, there are two big fantasy medieval fairs in NL. Yeah,
Yes!
Netherlands.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Right.
Netherlands.
Bro, we should
Netherlands.
totally go. I want to go. I want to go to all of them.
Don't be sorry.
No,
We're
yeah,
just
don't be sorry. I'm just
dumbasses
fucking
that don't know
uneducated.
things.
Like, don't worry about it. Whenever,
Netherlands.
whenever I see two capital letters next to each other, I always assume it's a state.
Yeah, I always assume it's America. Every time.
Or like a set of like capital letters next to each other, like NYC and
Good.
stuff.
Good.
Not a real
Think about
European.
us.
Not a
Not a true
true
European.
European.
Okay, let's get back into it.
European.
Because finally now you guys have the opportunity to actually more than two of you talk at a time.
Absolutely, we'll let you know when we could meet up. By the way, just finishing that conversation off, we'll let you know.
You guys all appear in the same room and go ahead. What do you guys want to do? You got like maybe 5 minutes until the exact 4 hours are up. If you guys want to say or do anything.
How are you feeling, Gregor?
Well, I am feeling a little bit better. I was so close to winning that. So close. And all I did was lose who I was. And I looked down at my arms.
Don't take that too literally.
No, I'm not. I think I could use this to my advantage. But I think we have work to do. I think we have to go back to Citadel, right? It's probably run over by demons and the like.
Yeah, chocolate full of demons.
Alright?
Right?
Hello, Briar.
Right?
Chock full, overflowing with demons.
Wow.
Just absolutely packed to the rim with demons.
Well, 2 things. First of
Yeah.
all, apparently it's not filled with demons anymore. Apparently it's gone back to normal.
What?
They sent Al out on a scout mission, and apparently he got back in contact and basically just said everything looks the same as it used to, but they have new guards, which I'm assuming is the demons.
There.
That's not good.
But yeah, that's
They're
a
quick.
thing. But also,
Is
second
the-
thing.
Okay.
Well, you go first. No, you go first. Go first.
No, finish the
No.
bullet points or my head's gonna explode.
Yes, bullet points, please, yes.
Okay, well, the second thing is that I said maybe we should go to Tambora, because that's where the headmaster is, the head enchanter, and he said that he would help us in a world-ending event, and I think turning the mortal plane into the 10th layer of hell is a world-ending event,
I'm inclined to agree.
and
I
he's
would
very
agree.
powerful.
Okay,
But it-
so Citadel seems to be back to normal. We are on our way to... I think are going to Tambora. Now, is there any other place... I wish I had a map to look at.
There's a battle map in the forge. You
There's a
guys, and it's so
battle
warm
map.
there. You should have just come. You could have had the best nap. Oh my god.
He doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be warm anymore. He's got it covered.
That's true. Are you just warm now? I like go over and touch his hand.
He can't be cold.
I don't
Are you
know.
just warm?
Let me... I want to
go
go
outside,
I'll
you melt
step
the snow.
outside to see if it works. If
Yeah,
Gregor,
yeah,
Gregor doesn't put off
Jump in the
any.
snow.
Gregor doesn't put off any heat. In particular, not more than a normal person. But as you walk outside, Gregor, you do actually realize as you walk around, are you wearing shoes right now? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing. As you walk outside, you don't feel cold. That's something. That's really the only thing of note for you right now.
Take
Did
shoes
his
off.
armor like shrink down with him?
No, that's a good point.
You've
Oh,
got
it's
big
not
baggy
magic
armor.
Because your armor wasn't magical, Gregor. The armor that you're currently wearing is fitted for somebody substantially different shaped to you.
Okay, so that's the
Don't
leather
bring this
one I
in.
have. But does the
The ball does. The ball.
ball.
If you whack on the ball,
Ball.
it goes to your shape.
all right.
Whack on the
okay, I
ball.
think
Whack,
Whack on the
I
ball.
have like this
It's my move.
existential panic when I realize that I'm outside and I have an arm like, it's like the boyfriend's T-shirt. It's like really big. I'm like, fuck. So I take the armor off and I just like reach down and touch ice or maybe the snow if there's anything, and I want to see what happens.
As you pick it up, some of the snow falls into the cracks of your fingers, and you hear tss, and then bubbling, and then steam rising from inside the crack, and it seems to melt away.
That's cool. I
The
run
part
back
that's
inside.
touching the stone, though, specifically, like the stony part of your hand, is fine. It doesn't seem to
not cold.
melt.
Okay,
It melts.
got
It melts at the normal rate for a normal human touching it, like a normal humanoid touching it. Something of note
Okay.
for the new people who are here. Gregor has a ball given to him by a god that
God.
when he touches it against himself, it covers him in armor.
God ball.
Yeah.
A god ball. That's what I meant when you ball it up.
You bullet.
Don't explain it. Then it becomes less special.
I'll like open the door. Well, I could melt snow, kind of, and I throw the armor on the ground, and I say, "This is of no use to me unless there is a tailor." But wait, who has my magic ball? Who has it?
Goes
Please?
pulling his armor off and throwing it on the
Me.
ground.
Not
Gets
me.
down to his
Man's just
underclothes and goes,
drifting.
"Where's my armor?"
Oh
Where's
my
my ball?
I
god.
throw it to him.
I avert my gaze. I'm like, oh my god.
I touch the ball and I put armor on and wait to see if it does its thing.
You're a bard, so you're proficient in. Is it just light armor?
Well, yeah, it was light armor, and I'm trying to figure out. So when we changed the character class on the D&D Beyond side, the armor proficiencies didn't update, and I don't recall what I don't recall how you determine what your armor proficiencies are, because I see light and medium armor.
You get them from your
Mm,
class, so
shield.
it might be light and medium. I'm checking right now. So what bard are you again? You're a bard of valor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that means you get medium
Also-
armor.
Something of note is that Gregor's strength went down when he changed
He
race,
did.
right? So he
Yep.
might not even be able to wear specific armors.
That's a very good point. I think only heavy armor has a weight,
I'm
like a
just saying.
strength thing. Let's do a bit of housekeeping.
Let's research.
Housekeeping.
It would be cool if it was medium armor. Otherwise, I get just whack studded leather, which is fine.
Let's get whack. I get whacked to the level, which I mean is okay, I guess.
I guess. I want cool metal armor.
Okay,
but
so first of
whatever.
all, no medium armor has a strength requirement, so as long as you're proficient in it, you can have medium armor.
Okay. Woo.
So I'm
then
trying
I
to find
guess
if you're
that-
proficient in that now really quick. So light armor, valor gets medium armor. Yeah, so when you whack it on, you get the best set of medium armor possible, which is half plate.
Right. Perfect.
Pretty good.
So your armor class is 15 plus dex to a maximum of 2.
Right.
And you're
So 19 now.
disadvantage on stealth checks.
That's fine.
So you have 15 plus 2, which is 17, and then a shield.
Yep.
Cool.
So 19.
Yep. Awesome.
That is much better. All right. Where were we? So Citadel is suspiciously fine now.
We should
Apparently so.
we shouldn't look too closely at that. For now. Just kind of
Yes.
let that be.
I'm assuming it's an illusion or
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
something.
Better
But
than
it,
the alternative.
yeah, but it means that she's still in a planning phase, but
Right.
that also means that she might be able to convince people that she's the good guy.
So then we need to get to Thembora
Fast.
pretty quickly.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right,
What would be nice, just as a side note, maybe if we could take a quick detour to Tradite. That's where Thal's and my family live, and that's right next to Tambora. And if she's gonna attack, they would get caught in the crossfire.
Okay.
We would
If
like
we
to
could give
know.
them a warning, yeah.
My little heads up.
Even
Little
if that
heads up.
means that we go to Tambora and then we break off to go talk to them or whatever, it would be nice to get to them first. But obviously, if it doesn't work out that way, we can figure something out.
I'm fine with that as long as we get a move on fairly quickly.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Also should move quickly.
As
Who else is in
you
the room?
say that,
Hello?
you like look up to the left, and you see a person that none of you have ever seen before. You see, well, actually, one person has, but you see a elf with dark purple black skin with freckles that almost glisten, like pop in and out of existence like the night sky. Long white shoulder-length hair with a black streak down the back. He is wearing what looks like very light armor, like studded leather, and has a lute on his belt. And he goes, "Greetings, well met. I am ready to receive you now. Yes? Are we all ready to go?"
Right. You know this guy?
I
Who's
know
this
this
guy?
guy. He's I mean, I don't know. You could introduce yourself. He's
State your
one of.
purpose.
There you go.
Well, new
We can
Gregor,
guess
calm
his
down.
purpose.
Gregor, you recognize this person as well. No one else would know
How-
this,
Right.
so don't talk about. So like you guys
Oh
don't
my
know this out of
word.
character.
Oh!
But Gregor, you recognize this person as well. He had a conversation with you a little while ago.
Hmm.
don't know
I
that.
think Gregor, like, he knows that, but he doesn't know what people know or
Mhm.
don't know.
No, I'm just letting you
so-
know. You know this dude.
Yeah.
Hmm.
State your purpose.
Suspicious.
You had
State your
you all had a meeting with us, right? Am I mistaken?
Oh well, you had a meeting with us.
No.
really.
You had a meeting with us, Brian.
Well,
Is
'cause
this
you
a
asked
secret
for us.
society?
Yes.
And as he
Yes,
claps
is this
twice,
what-
this small bolt of lightning hits the ground next to him and crackles open into a portal. Step
Indeed.
through.
I fucking rather not.
This never gets old, and I just kind of head on through. Don't worry.
I
it's
crouch a little bit under.
Alright, let's scuttle through the portal. Come on, Gregor.
I tap my person to make sure that I have my music book with me. I do, and then
Get that.
I step through.
Okay, Gregor, as you're stepping through, what's your passive perception?
Oh, that changed a bit. Let me check. Oh no, it didn't. It is 13.
1 second. I don't have my dice with me right now. It's so annoying.
Why do you know the secret society, sir? Who gave you the
Well,
right?
how about you? Why are you the only one who can know about the secret society? The fuck?
13, Gregor?
Yeah.
Okay, you tap your book. You go, okay, I got everything. You tap everything to make sure you got everything, and you walk on in. As you all walk
Okay.
through, what almost feels like a jolt of electricity fires through you, and you come out the other side. All of you that have hair, so pretty much only Briar at this point. Briar, your hair on end. Your feathers, Husker, sort of like puff up a little bit, like the more fluffy down, like up around your neck. Everyone else isn't affected because Foul doesn't have any hair, and Gregor's hair is made of fire. So
Yeah.
as you guys walk through, you have been electrocuted by this portal as you head through, and you have to like sort of pat down your hair again.
I just leave it. I'm so frustrated at this
I just-
point.
I
Leave the
shuffle my
man.
feet across the ground, and then I touch Thal, hoping to static shock him.
Yeah, it does.
You know, like when you rub your socks along the carpet. Oh, what the fuck?
Get pranked, bro.
you take Foul. You take 1 point of lightning damage.
Oh.
It's a good cantrip. Ship. Zip.
It's like a really shocking grasp. Sorry.
Hell, no. Respect it.
Yeah, so as you guys pass through this portal, you are open into a very large room, decorated halfway up the wall. The this wood paneling transitions into a deep red wallpaper. The ceiling has I forget what the name of it is. Like gilding, like this dark
Filigree.
brown filigree around the border. That leads towards a large crystalline chandelier in the middle. In the middle of the room, you see a long, dark wooden table, maybe some sort of like walnut, from what you can tell. Those of you who are a bit more versed in the nature, so Thal and Husker, you guys would notice that this is a very expensive walnut. It's like flanking the rooms flanking the room on the walls. Apart from one of the walls, there is large bookcases made of a similar wood. that are filled with books. From where you're sat, you can't see any of the names of them, but once you approach, you can see them. And on the furthest wall, towards the head of the table, where as he comes through, he sits. The drow that you just met sits down at. You see a large fireplace roaring behind with like a dark purple flame rather than your normal red. And he gestures for you all to sit. The air smells not musty, but not fresh. It's maybe like it's kind of thick. It's like a thick, deep smell. It smells a bit like wood, like freshly, like cut wood, if that makes sense. Like a lumber mill.
Yeah.
You could say.
Nice.
And he, as you enter, you see more than just him. You see a human cleric that you have met before in passing. You see Quill sat to his right. To his left, you see an air genasi. And then at the opposite end of the table from him, you see a green dragonborn. None of which you have met before.
Hi guys. I go sit down.
Hey, gang.
What's up?
What?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Is this where should we sit down?
Is it anywhere?
Sure. And not that one. He points towards, there are 3 chairs that have like little reserved pamphlets in front of them that you're not allowed to sit on. You know which one's your seat, Briar.
I look at the
Wait.
seat that Avis would normally take, and I just sort of put my hand over it, like, no, this one.
No.
Avis walks through the door, walks through a door conjoining. These doors are large, very thick, not wooden. They look like the outsides are like wood, but as they open it, you can see what looks like veins of iron, sort of growing throughout them, with very thick, like golden handles. And she opens it up and, oh, you're here, and then shuts the door.
Can
and
I
sits
try
down.
to sit in Avis's chair before she sits down?
You can. Do you do that?
Wait.
Yes, I do that.
Okay.
Can I leave my hand in the chair so he ends up just sitting on top of my hand?
You can make him stand up your hand if you'd like.
What are you doing?
Avis sees that
Dear.
and waves
I
her
prefer
hand.
this.
I need Gregor to make me a dex save.
Oh.
Oh, and Briar, because you're currently touching the chair.
She's gonna shoot you.
My hand.
While they're doing that, are there like
Dex save,
name
let's
plates
see.
on the reserved things?
I got
yes.
a 19.
I want to see what
19.
Briar's is.
Nice. Okay, 1 second. Briar's is Briar. What is yours? Your little nameplate.
Little nameplate?
Phineas?
Phanis, yeah.
Phanis? Phanis is on the one that Briar sits in.
Good name.
As she waves her hand and you get you feel yourself pushed along, you in the chair, Gregor, are pushed 1 seat away, and she raises her hand and boop, another chair appears and lands on the ground, and she sits down in it. What did you roll, Briar?
11.
Okay, you got pushed over by it.
Ow.
You get knocked prone. You don't take any damage, but you get knocked prone.
I get back up and just grumpily stick my tongue out at her and get back in my chair.
Okay.
Keep glaring at her, side-eyed.
That is a clever trick.
Okay. And then so she sits down. The one, are you still looking at the nameplates, Dave?
Yeah, I'm curious.
The one that Avis sits down at is Leveris?
Another fake name?
Yes. I'll put them in that channel on the YMY server.
Got
So you
2
can-
layers of fake names. This how I swear it.
She's
I
16
remember
fake
them.
names deep.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I'm behind
Who
7
am I at
proxies.
this point?
I don't even remember the first fake name. No, Avis first.
Oh, that was Oh, damn, it's in my notes, but don't know
And there's
off the
one
top of my
more
head.
fake name, which is Omen, which is
Omen?
empty.
Why did you say
Oh,
fake
thank
name?
God.
One more name.
Yeah, they don't know that.
One more name
You
on
s-
it isn't fit.
Fake
I mean,
name.
you can guess that some
Could
at
be
least some of
fake.
these names are fake, considering Briar just sat down at one with a different person's name there.
Well, I presume that's her real name, and Briar's a fake name.
But you see a nameplate with the
Thanks.
name Omen on it. That is empty.
Not gonna touch this. I'll find a seat. Sit down.
Avis's first name was Evelyn, by the way. Back in the old days.
And it was
Evelyn.
Ebon
We love
Hart,
Evelyn.
not Ebon Court.
Yeah, Evelyn Ebonheart, because she was really just
Evelyn
trying to
Ebonheart.
rub it in everyone's hive. God damn it. See, I sit down.
Okay. So as you all sit down, do any of you sit in any particular spot? We know that Gregor is next to Avis because of what happened. Briar, you're across from Avis?
Yes. No,
Right.
my hand need to be in a chair, so I guess on the other side of Avis.
So you're on... Okay, cool. You're on that side of Avis. Do either of the other two sit down in anywhere particular?
Nah,
No?
whatever's closest to me.
I'll sit down next to Briar if possible.
We're all
no,
on
you
one
can't.
side of the table.
You can't sit down
I'm
next
just
to
gonna be
Briar
on the
because
other.
Briar's sat next to the Air Genasi. So...
So
You
it's
sit across from
Air
her.
Genasi,
Genasi,
me.
Yeah, you can sit across from Briar.
How many chairs are there in a row? Like on each
There's,
side, roughly.
5 on each side.
So there's Air Genasi, me, Avis, Gregor, and an empty chair, which has
Yes.
Omen's name
No, Omen's
on
on the
it.
other side.
Okay, so there's one empty chair next to Gregor, and then there's
Yes.
empty chairs on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I'll sit across from Briar.
Okay, cool.
Famous.
So you sit next to Quill.
Sure.
You know,
That'll
Quill.
go well.
And
Oh,
then
Quill.
do you just sit down on the same side as
We're
the
quite
rest of them, Husker, or?
No, I'm gonna get some distance. They're all huddling. I'm gonna get some distance.
So I'll say you sit on the other side next to the Green Dragonborn.
Sure, I'll sit with him. He seems cool.
Okay, cool.
What a lad.
What an eclectic party. Cool.
They get-
So, you guys, as you all sit down, the Drow speaks up and goes, I just want to say welcome to all of you. First of all, and thank you for meeting us here. We are just coming to maybe, let's say, check up on things. You were all creating quite a ruckus out in the wilds, aren't you?
Are we?
Oh, I would
we
say
started,
so. Can you
we
prove-
kind of, we kind
you
of
prove
started
that?
a war.
Hey, that can't be proven. You have no proof. No evidence.
So to go down your long list of things that you have done,
Unproven.
you have created a war. Well, you're trying to start a war. You have you tried to initiate a coup in Citadel.
Wrong.
You took out an around 50-mile surrounding magic-free zone around Clovermore.
You can't prove that.
The infrastructure there was terrible.
Oh, it's falling apart. Straw that broke the camel's back, really. You
And there
can't-
are
I just looking down at my hands
whisperings
like,
of
fuck.
you guys acquiring magical artifacts, and these are all things that we try to keep an eye on because they never lead to somewhere good.
What about what we didn't do? We didn't open up the sky and make demons fall.
Sure, we
Let's
didn't
not
do
talk
that.
about what you didn't do because that's an even longer list.
Well, hey,
That hurts. Well, we could elaborate on some of those points. We didn't try to start a coup.
Nor did
On
we try to
trial?
destroy the magical, the
Right.
50
No, no,
not
mile
on
radius.
trial.
There's a-
Fuck your
There's
accusations.
a lot of things that you might not try to do, but that doesn't mean that they don't cause impact.
What are you, my dad? What do you want?
I'm not.
You are kind of like a dad.
And this is the Green Dragon we're talking
Hey,
about.
No, this is the
No, this is the drow.
The drow.
Okay.
He's in charge.
I am Malifaux.
Oh, he's definitely in charge.
With that
Everyone
name
around
like
the table.
His
Malifaux.
name is his name.
We have Quill, and he gestures towards the human. We have Obitus, gestures towards the air genasi, and then we have Z. You guys can call him. It's complicated. We don't call him Z. And he gestures towards the green dragon bar at the other end.
Is it hard to
Alright.
pronounce? We could try. I'm
It's
talking
not
right to him.
hard to pronounce. He just doesn't like to do it.
Is it a curse?
It is just.
Is it-
It is.
Is it embarrassing?
It is Zegri.
Ziggly!
No.
Say agree.
Zegri.
Ziggly.
No, not Ziggly.
There's
It is,
no
I
L.
heard Ziggly.
It is Zegri.
Ziggly.
Gree.
With an R.
Glee.
Gree.
I like your
Great.
friends, Briar.
He pulls what looks like a sort of like it's a stick, like it's like a whip but with a dagger on the end, and the whip is a chain, and places it on the table next to you. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes. Yes?
I look at him in the eyes.
Ze.
Zeh.
Gree.
Glee.
Drop the
He's
L.
just doing it to get a rise out of you.
He
I
has a
cannot
speech
pronounce. I
impediment.
cannot pronounce ours, darling. I have beak. Huh? I'm trying my best.
So you call
I'm
me
trying
Z.
my best.
Then yes.
Z.
Wait. So why are we here to get a wrapping on the hands?
That's what. Hey.
Well, I brought you here specifically to tell you to stop, mostly.
Better men than you have tried.
I'm sure.
Damn.
The difference between me and them, though, is I will succeed.
All right.
We are trying to accomplish something here, and Briar, and he looks at you. That is what you're called, yes, Briar? Now?
Well, that's not what my nameplate says.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeez.
So is that what your real name was, Briar?
Who knows?
Which,
Phanis?
Who's to say?
You're my
really?
brother. What do you mean?
I would
Who's
like to
to
know.
say?
That's what I mean.
We grew up together.
Phanis?
I know he was Briar.
You should know better.
What do you mean?
No better.
You know what we're trying to accomplish here, and you and your friends aren't making it easy for us, are you?
Well, we've stumbled across quite a few problems that need to be
Yes,
fixed.
they just seem to follow you around, don't they?
Apparently. Speaking of.
Wait, what are you trying to accomplish? And I look between Briar and what's his name, Malifaux, like back and forth.
We, as you are aware, Gregor, are trying to create peace, prosperity for the people of Mireon by any means necessary. And
Right.
you are sowing discontent and chaos into that isn't helping.
We are
Anyone.
paving a way to the peace.
All of our actions have been reactionary. Shitty things happen and we respond in kind. How the fuck are we going to be blamed for that? I resent this. I stand up from the table.
Where are you going?
Ziggly, let me out!
The Dragonborn stands up next to you and goes, "If you call me that one more time, they will never find your body."
Okay. Okay, I sit down.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay.
And he sits down next to you again. This sort of like whip still on the table next to you, just grabbing it, just got hold of it, not letting go.
So, let's go backwards a couple of steps. You two know each other. Correct? I gestured to Gregor and Malifaux.
Old drinking friends.
Right.
Hmm.
You know what? We'll come back to it. I'll let you have it for a moment. What you know about the Queen, right?
Yes.
And what's the plan there?
Well, we had known for a little while. We were raising an army before we attacked her. You know, like smart people do. You know, they don't. They raise an army before they assault a capital. They don't just walk in there and start trying to stab the Queen.
Start
Do you
pointing
mind
at
if
them.
explain myself?
Please.
Stop doing that. Okay. So, Briar / Venus had a theory that the queen was a demon or a devil, and that the king was undead, like raised as a puppet.
Mm.
And so I wanted to go in and confirm that by using divine sense. That's all I wanted. So I tried to get that information, but due to another discussion that was taking place at the time, things went very, very wrong.
So we didn't start it.
The former High Priest of Onir was discussing getting, well, Onir back in place in Citadel. And they took to fighting. And that's what it is. That's what happened.
Well, that is a shame. But regardless, that doesn't change where we are right now, does it? We are now in a position
I didn't try to start a war. I'm sorry for any inconvenience.
Where the people of Citadel see their king and queen as saviors of their realm. We're in a position where Seoul has been at its weakest in years. Tambora is shutting down its borders again. Avangard is preparing for the departure. And we're fucked.
Okay, so, sorry about Tambora. First of all. Second of all, how do they think that about the king and queen when the king and queen just destroyed all of Citadel, like, yesterday? How they...
Because, dear, the citizens didn't see that. The guards didn't see that. You saw
How?
that.
No, they saw
What
that.
the citizens saw was demons erupt from a portal above the city. You all escape, and then the king and queen casting a spell to seal the rift and banish the demons.
But the demons were attacking... I guess, yes, okay.
See how it could be seen as that.
So what the people saw was your group summon demons and then escape.
Can we hand out flyers telling them it was not us, but actually them?
We were framed.
You could
Really
certainly
true.
try.
Hey, let's not dismiss this at the outset.
No,
I like
yes.
the pamphlet.
A propaganda
Yeah,
campaign.
we can anti-propaganda. Counter
You-
propaganda.
If you want to start sketching up a flyer, I won't stop you.
Gregor's an artist of all sorts, I'm certain.
And, oh, Thal could paint it
Aren't
for you.
Aren't you, Gregor? Oh, this is all coming together, isn't it?
Sure.
It's everything's
The
gonna
least
be
we
just
do
fine.
after apparently destroying Citadel.
All is not lost. I think it just sounds like you're giving up.
Oh, we're not giving up. We have a vested interest in this. What we are doing is we're going to tighten the reins on you a little bit. How about that?
No,
How-
What do you mean?
Well,
no,
No.
no.
first of all, you all consort with some odd bedfellows, let's say.
Like whom?
Yeah.
Maybe put a stop to that?
No.
Well,
Like whom?
he just gestures to Husker, and then up and down, and then pulls back.
Just shake my head, no.
Yeah, you do consort with some strange bedfellows.
It's my business.
I
can
don't
stop
think you
it-
can just...
I can
How's it
stop
coming to
anytime I
Rose's
want.
business?
Can you stop anytime you want, Husker?
Anytime I
Can
want,
you?
Briar. It's not a problem. We'll stop next week.
Husker.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you last have a cigarette?
I don't even know. And I smoke
He
in
starts itching.
here. Can I smoke in here? I'm like rifling through my stuff.
No, you can't smoke in here.
I do anyway.
I'm trying to think who it would be. It would be him.
Ziggly.
No, he
Ziggly.
Ziggly doesn't Z doesn't do anything. Okay, Z does nothing. Malifaux clicks his fingers and your cigarette goes out.
It's not the first time this happened. Just sadly put it back.
Are we expecting any more company today? Or is this it?
No. You know what, though? I would like to commend you on one thing. There is one thing you have done throughout your entire adventure that I would commend you on. You
Thank you.
dispatched
What is
of
that?
a giant that was threatening Tambora.
We did. Do you know about that?
You did
It's
it
a
with
good thing that we
you did it with minor civilian casualties, let's say,
Yeah,
and you gained knowledge, and that was good. So, well done.
it was a good day.
Do you know about that?
I
Do you know more about that?
I don't know more about that, but I know that you did it.
Do you know anything about a 7?
A 7. I know it's a number,
Yes.
dear.
D7.
Very funny.
Yeah, dunked on.
Just
gotta go
he,
home.
like Malifaux leans back and starts playing the lute because of that.
I take out my lute and play it better than he does.
It's like
Rubber-
Duel of the Banjos.
Roll performance.
What kind of
Dueling banjos.
What the heck?
Yes, yes.
like a 6-year-old come up like I play it better than he does.
Ding 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 ding.
Yes.
What'd you roll?
Ding
Gregor?
ding 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 ding.
Better than you did.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, nat 12. Sorry. I rolled with advantage, but first roll was a nat 20.
Nat 20, nice. Yeah, no, you do.
Right.
You do play better than him.
Holy shit.
And then he like
He's trash.
he looks up and smiles, and then like starts playing in tune with you, but like as a backing track, sort of adding some depth to your playing, and then just continues.
We vibe.
Oh yeah, we
You
vibe.
guys keep eye contact across the table, like.
Right while we're doing it.
How did this happen?
Anyway.
I'll look over to someone else. Like I'll look to Quill. So, do you know anything about the 7?
Don't ask me anything, dear.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Try. I
Alright.
gesture to the Urgenasi and to Z. I'm like,
She looks
try
like
them.
she looks back down to a book of writing, like a book that she just continues writing in.
Hmm.
Did we offend you that badly? I'll turn to Quill again. Right, 1 second.
I hate Quill so much.
I look between Obitus and Sabri.
All right, sure. I'll speak then. Comes Obitus.
Thank you.
We know very little, actually, but the 7. He looks back over to Quill, and Quill gives him daggers and goes, Quill knows a little bit. She's busy right now. She takes the notes for the meeting, so she doesn't tend to talk. What it is the 7 are what could be seen as 7 pillars of evil within the elemental planes of hell. Great conversation. Totally great. We think that you fought one of them. We think that's what the giant was.
I start thinking back on the vision. This is when I use my big brain moment of photographic memory.
Brain blast. Jimmy Neutron.
Not sure.
Get there.
I know that there was a big character in the image. 1 second. I start trying to like draw it down and mind map it on a bit of paper. I'm like, okay, so there was the big guy, and then there was a very big guy behind them. I assume a god or something. And then there was a big
reference,
guy.
For reference to his set, everyone had they were presented with a crystal, and when they all touched it, they were all given a vision of 7 figures on the cliff of a mountain, with a very large figure behind, like looming over them. And yes, you thinking back to that point because your photographic memory. I hate you. You do remember that there was a large, around 12-foot tall, obese figure that would
That'll be the
probably
giant.
pretty closely match the giant that you fought.
But in his hill giant form, not his fire giant form, which he then got after he did something with this egg thing? The
It's a
gem?
crystal.
It's not an egg. It's not an egg.
It's
It's
still
not
an
an egg.
It's an egg.
It's a crystal.
The gem, the
Egg.
crystal.
Egg.
That
The
he
egg-shaped
changed
giant,
he changed form into a smarter but smaller giant.
No,
Right?
around the same size. It's actually technically got a bit bigger.
But he was obese, so probably the hill giant form.
Yeah, went from a hill giant to a fire giant.
Because he was very ripped when he became a fire giant, right?
He was very ripped.
That's true.
Right, thirsty.
But before he was quite rotund.
He was quite
Okay.
rotund, yes.
So
We
this
all go
image,
through changes.
of course, I'm not shaming him. I'm just saying in the vision he was a little more on the rotund side than
Right,
the
okay,
buff
I-
side. And then then next to that, there was someone roughly about 6 feet, maybe a bit taller, maybe a bit smaller, who had like a pleated hair on the side. They were curvy. I think it was a woman. Big ears.
I look at Avis. No,
Like an
she doesn't have
elf.
pubic hair.
Why are you looking at me?
Then there was a 6.5 feet taller than the one before. Also feminine, but had large tendrils that were sort of waving in the breeze with little fins at her face. Have we met anyone like that?
I have.
You have?
No, sorry, that was a meta joke. I haven't. Please continue.
You haven't. Okay.
Apologize.
And then the next one, we met someone tall who was slender with horns and robes and little hoof feet like Avis has.
Mhm.
And then we met.
By the way, how tall is Avis again? Because we always forget, I don't think anyone truly understands how tall Avis is.
In my head, she's 10 feet tall. She's
Okay.
just an enormous lady.
Maybe you do
Seven.
realize then.
7 foot, right?
She's like
Yeah, she's
7
about
foot
7
tall.
foot.
She's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
She's a big
Oh,
girl.
She's like Lady Demesca.
And she's actually
Yeah, does
like
that change
and
the way you feel about
for,
her now?
for a mage, she's actually pretty buff, right? Because you wrote this
Yeah.
character. She's like
She's a big girl.
she's a pretty buff big girl.
Big.
I'm gonna try to
Just
put
the way
my.
Briar likes them.
Well, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, no, I like her. No, she's a big buff girl.
No, she's huge, and I love
Oh.
her. God damn it. Gregor's just threatened by that.
So
That's why he
Gregor,
keeps picking on her.
when you look at Avis and you like whisper like just like Avis, she turns and looks down at you.
Ugh. I hate it, but I love it.
That's, yeah, that explains it.
The then there was a man, I think, shorter than the one before, who had fur robes and a staff. That could have been that guy from Sol, maybe the guy with the staff.
The old
And
guy.
then there was a really small person with short hair and glasses that I don't think we've met. They look like a child.
Hmm. Be on the
And then
lookout.
the last one was like a thick, like very muscular person with like
Thick.
glowing red eyes. So I don't think we've seen them. Have we met anyone with glowing red eyes?
I think I would remember.
Technically,
Does not ring a
Gregor
bell.
has glowing red eyes, even when he was
Oh my
a
God.
half orc.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna put
Technically.
them in the channel as well. Those descriptions. But
Mm.
no, I don't think we know many of them. I know we've met the giant. I'm just wondering if those descriptions ring any bells with anyone here. And I gesture over to the people from the urban court as well. I'm like, do any of those sound like anyone you know, by any chance? Red eyes or very muscular, or a child.
Does anyone here
Yeah.
know a child?
We don't. You know what? We don't know the child, but we do know. In Elysia, actually, there is an up and coming gnome. I think it is that seems to be accumulating a lot of wealth.
Fits the description. Short hair,
No.
glasses.
I think he was described short hair, large round glasses, around 4 feet, 3.5 feet, 4 feet tall.
So
Has
that's
It's pretty short.
has one of the cartels within Elysia under his control, it seems.
That sounds like our guy.
Yes.
1 second.
Seven.
I pull out.
7 pillars.
I'm gonna pull out the crystal as well. Well, Thal's having a brain blast moment.
So you,
Pull it
you
from
pull out the
put it on the
you
table.
touch the crystal and you pull it out.
Yeah.
As you reach in your bed and touch it, I need you to make me a.
Crystal.
I have a
Can I have my
question for
own-
you. I have a question for
Me?
you,
Uh-oh.
For
Brian.
me?
How hungry are you?
Uh-oh.
Like physically
Uh-oh.
hungry. Like and I was like, how hungry is Briar? Like in not in terms of like hungry for power or wealth, like physically for food. How hungry is she?
Well,
I like
so
the theory.
Gregor's fight was in the morning,
Yes.
and then it's been a few hours. It's been at least 4 hours, if not more, since then. So we're talking late afternoon or afternoon
Mhm.
sort of time. Yeah, I'm probably starting to get hungry. I haven't
'Kay.
said that I've eaten anything.
Roll me
so
a
I'm probably
wisdom
pretty
save.
When's the
hungry.
last time we canonically ate?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. The last
Quite a
time
while
I
ago.
canonically ate.
Unless you like say so, I assume that you eat at bedtime and morning, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm starting to get a
You only have
hankering.
two meals a
hungry.
day.
It's
I mean,
a
we
hard
only make
life.
that-
It's a
yeah.
hard life for adventurers.
That's how
Lunch is a luxury.
Lunch is a
how-
luxury.
rations are split up. You get
Yeah,
half a ration
a day.
Yeah.
in the morning, half in the night.
Half the morning, half at night.
Huh.
Yeah.
Whenever you're having a rest, basically, which is
That's
when you
that's
wake
why
up and when you
rations
go to
are
sleep.
all that's why rations are all the most efficient, like protein and protein packed food. They're not like nice meals. They're like like saltines and dried meats and dried fruit. It's not like nice food. It's just like
Gets you through the day.
the basic
Yeah.
like packed full of whatever you need.
Fills your tummy.
What did you roll?
Lemon spread.
Yeah, true. Adventurers do earn more from one adventure than most commoners would earn in a year. So
That's
like
also
we could
very
just
true.
go get food if we wanted to. We don't though. We forget to eat.
I mean, also these adventurers don't earn that much because I never give them
We're
money.
fake. No,
Um,
we,
The last-
we do not earn. Well, we don't stick around long enough to finish a damn
No,
paying job.
like the only job that you've done that could have paid you money, you instead got a sword from.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It's a good
Like
sword though.
It was a good
literally
sword.
the last time that I
Good sword.
tried to eat something canonically, I nearly killed like a whole family of birds.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was awful.
because you
Oh my
blasted a
God.
nest out of a tree.
You blasted it. You act like that
Blasted.
wasn't the only outcome. You
Oh,
were
we made
surprised by what I blasted
needed
that
eggs.
nest and the eggs fell out. What the fuck? Like yeah.
Hey,
Delicious
Gregor
egg.
was on my side.
And then Foul
okay?
died.
Yeah,
And then Thal died. That was your fault.
Not because of my eggs, okay? That had nothing to do
My
with it.
eggs.
What did you roll on your wisdom save?
I rolled a 8, so
Eight.
I'm not doing too hot.
She eats it.
As you touch it, you feel this deep hunger. It like it feels like you have never eaten before. Like nothing could fill you at this point. You feel ravenous. Like anything, like you haven't eaten in thousands of years that anything would be adequate sustenance. Like eating anything is what you
Is
need
anyone-
right now.
Got any food? I don't know. I don't know who I'm putting it on for anymore. Gregor already knows. Has anyone got any food?
Got some seed.
Could I have it?
It was too
No.
racist. I didn't want to eat it.
You look around and you see Thal.
Eat the hell.
And Thal has giant muscles. And they feel like they might taste good.
What?
Thal. Weird question. Would you be willing to spare a bicep?
Yeah,
For
so I'm
me
going to
to-
continue my thought here. I think they might be based on distance.
Just
I'm just going to get out of my chair and start slowly walking over to Thal.
While she's
I-
walking, I'll look around and people just 7 pillars, 7 sins. We fought
I
one
ass-
that was rotund, and he had
Ah.
so much food.
Avis turns
that
to watch
place.
you walking towards Thal. At this point, you've reached Thal. What do you do?
I just want to hold her head and hold
No,
her
no, no,
away.
no, no, you, Thal. You said you see her approaching you. You continue talking. You didn't say you defended
Yeah.
yourself. She
No,
gets
I
to
can't,
do,
okay.
she gets
Can
to
I-
do something before you take a turn.
I wanted
Brian.
to like be ready. I
Brian,
just-
what do you do?
I'm gonna go
Munch.
take a little chomp on his arm.
Okay,
Oh,
Or
roll.
wait, he's got armor on.
There's
so-
parts of his armor like that aren't.
Wherever I can get to some flesh.
Probably his neck. Go ahead and roll like a.
His neck!
Roll
Vampire type.
roll a strength check.
Okay, you'll be fine.
I assume she's coming over for the seed, so I like try to hand it out and then just recoil as she takes a bite. What the fuck?
A strength check, just straight.
Yeah,
Too late. Please
10.
nat 20.
10.
Weird power play.
You have advantage because Thal wasn't defending himself yet. Roll again.
Okay.
This feels
Bite
like
want
an
me-
idiot move on my
Turtle
part.
chitin. It's not gonna happen.
13. I like unhinge my jaw.
No, it doesn't matter. He's
No,
biting
you-
through his. He's
so-
a lizard.
So you jump, like, you walk over very calmly, and then you go to jump onto him, and Thal, you, like, notice and you turn and you, like, put your arm up in the way. And she's, like, trying to scramble over your arm to bite at you, and everyone in that moment turns to look and starts, like, freaking out, basically. Ava just, like, stands up and starts heading over.
Good lord.
I'd like to say at this point I've gone like feral and I don't really need to control her anymore. She's just trying to eat.
Okay.
Okay, can I like try and push her away a bit and then pick her up and like hold her at a distance?
Roll. Sure, roll. Both
Like
of you roll a
arm
contested
and
grapple.
everything.
So, Iona, you can roll Dex or athletics or acrobatics. Foul, you have to roll athletics.
Fine by me. Fuck, that's a 12.
Oh no.
17.
What is
Three.
So you go to grab
Slippery.
you go to grab her, and as you do, she just ducks underneath. You get to make another attack roll. Iona.
She's covered in butter.
Briar.
I'm starting to like
fuck?
picture him as like a giant
right.
chicken.
I think I'm right.
Strength check. 13 again.
13. Doesn't you go like as you duck under, you go to take a bite, but there's no like he's covered in armor, so you like there's nowhere to bite.
I'm gonna try picking her up
I
again.
want to try to run over and grab Briar then.
Okay.
Briar? That is not
Everyone just
fine.
dog piles on.
I would like everyone to know this is Iona on her period, right here.
How dare you say that?
Fuck, how dare you call
Absolutely uncalled for.
That's like the fucking Hyman comment from High Rollers right there.
It is the Hyman coming from High Rollers. Fuck.
There's no need for that.
There's
Are
no
you
need.
serious?
it? Not
What the
okay.
fuck?
Good lord.
Gregor, you run over. You tried to tackle her.
Yeah, I just want to get her back to her chair. Briar, is this a weird power play that you're doing? I don't know if it's working. Go sit down now.
Does
You're
he look
embarrassing
All the
tasty?
weird
yourself
power
in front of your
plays.
weird friends.
Fighting people has never been one of them.
Is Gregor looking tasty at all either?
Yeah, everyone is.
Gregor seems like an easier target at this point. If he's trying to come and get me.
Okay, go ahead. Like, Gregor, roll an athletics or acrobatics. No, you roll an athletics because you're trying to grapple. Iona, you can roll an athletics or acrobatics.
Please God, someone stop
Does
me.
anyone have a sleep spell or something?
Anything.
She's freaking out. I don't really have anything good for that.
Ooh, we completely balanced. He said he rolled a 3, I also rolled a 3. So I guess I broke it because he sets the DC.
Yeah, he sets the DC, so you met the DC, so therefore you grab her and she just slips out from beneath it. Go ahead and roll, make an attack roll.
This one's not an advantage because
No, this was just straight.
he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. 7.
He knows. 7. 7 does not break through his AC. You go to bite in again, but the armor ting, against it.
I'm so glad.
All the Ebon Core aren't getting involved in this.
I am so glad that I am the weakest person on the party.
I can't believe you touched the fucking gem.
Egg.
It's not an egg.
It's not a hungry egg.
Is that
Yeah.
the first time you've touched the gem?
Since the red gem infused into it, yes.
Got it. Okay.
Which was the one that was dropped by the giant. So Thal's theory could be very much correct.
That's
May
what made
I
him so
pick her up?
Roll a
Grab me,
grapple check.
please. Please, take me away.
Party
Wait.
arms down by the way so she can't move or anything. That's a 20.
nice.
5.
Okay.
I'm not
So you-
slippery anymore.
You just grab her around like her arms and pick her up off the ground. You gotta keep hold of her though. So that's 5 rounds. Briar, you get to try to escape if you'd like to.
Just lean over to Ziggly. She's not usually like this. I think we haven't
Hey,
fed her in a long time.
Don't you have any
might want to.
snacks?
Any
Yeah,
snacks?
and the-
I have seed. I don't think she wants it.
I feel like that will make it worse.
Meat.
What should I be rolling to try and break? Is it just acrobatics?
She's
Yeah, it's
hungry.
just a normal grapple check. So Thal athletics, Briar acrobatics or athletics. Z sort of like pats around, pulls his bag up, and like pulls out a small like wrapped, what looks like some sort of foil, and hands it to you. Perhaps this would help. What did you roll? Both of you roll.
26.
15.
Okay, you still just squeeze in her tight.
I'll go over to the snack. I still have a feeling it'll make it worse, but if you're offering, then.
Brian, also, you can make an attack roll against him at disadvantage, still.
Sure, I'll just start trying to nip at his arms. Like,
You're gonna break your teeth before you get anything to eat.
ooh, double 18.
Oh.
Jesus, that. Yeah, my AC is 16 right now.
Okay, you wriggle side to side so that he has no choice but to like let you go a little bit, and then as you do, you snap around, headbutt his like side of his cheek, and then sink your like teeth into the side of his face.
Ouchie.
So what's your strength, Brian?
-1.
Okay, so you take 1 point of damage, Thal. And Brian, you're satiated for a little bit. You calm down now. Thal, you
Did you
are
actually get
currently you pull off like a little like about a fist-sized chunk from Thal's like cheek.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Zombie
Um,
fiction.
It doesn't taste bad. It tastes so good.
Can you hear
This-
that?
This isn't good.
This has never happened. I promise. I look to the other people in the Ebon court.
Yeah,
you
everyone
have-
is like everyone in the Ebon court is like, what the fuck is that? Why is
Can you-
motherfucker? Do you know what's
hear
going on with her? And then Motherfucker's like,
You hear that?
Idea.
no, what's going on?
Okay, so we had that gem, big crystal from the giant, right? I'm guessing that he represented gluttony. We found a gem from him after he got killed by her, which then sunk into the stone. Maybe because it sunk completely and she touched it and she became inflicted with gluttony.
Can we
And now
heal
she's
that?
trying to eat me, her brother. I don't know. I'm holding her away from me, physically.
Oh, I didn't mean it.
After 4 more rounds, so about a minute, you could say, the feeling of hunger seems to subside. The taste in your mouth goes from the best taste you've ever had to that very like irony, sickly sweet blood taste.
Oh, where's the bathroom? Oh,
Are you good?
Right.
Are you good? I put
I
her
start like trying to find somewhere to go throw up this flesh that I just ate.
You know where the bathroom is.
I run off. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Run out of the room.
Like-
Once you leave,
like
everyone
Krellin.
turns, like everyone, all the Ebon court turns to you and go, what was that? Are you sure that
Like
hasn't
I said,
happened
I have-
before?
Never.
As he goes, ha, you could, that is a good way of hurting someone, is biting their face.
Thanks, Secret.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
especially good when they don't know it's coming.
You should be on
Yeah.
guard more.
I never had to be before.
She's never eaten me before. What the heck?
She's never been
You never
before.
know. The day will come. She goes crazy.
So should we then start
what happened?
eliminating these remaining figures?
The Nova's
start with
accumulating
lust.
wealth. Maybe he's great.
See, the issue is what we think is happening, is regardless is going to be a big fight at the end. There is no stopping. We think, we don't know. If you could find out something else, that would be great. But as far as we're aware, there's no stopping this being from arriving. The 7, we believe, are heralds of what is to come.
I think there's a big figure behind them all.
If you take out the 7, it would weaken the army as a whole. The generals would be dead. It would be less organized, and also there would just be generally less power. But we don't know who they are.
I come back in with a glass of water and look very sadly.
Quill
Thal, are
walks
you
up to you, Thal, and starts casting a spell on you. Are you willing? Are you willing?
Yeah.
You pass
Keep
that
me
now. I'm
there.
not gonna pull that on you again. You
Thank
die.
you.
Feign death.
Not again. I've had enough.
She puts both hands over the spot on your cheek and starts regenerating it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Briar,
Um,
care to fucking explain?
I wish I could. I was hungry, and it became a point where I couldn't control it.
Well, then let's be sure to feed
Did
you
you-
every hour on the hour to avoid this
Did
in
you
the future.
touch? Did you touch the crystal?
I did. It's on the table now. I don't know if I can
Mm.
touch
You,
it again.
you sort of push out. You
I
sort of
bet.
wiggle your bag a little bit, and the crystal rolls out. Something I've noticed: it's no longer this pink color; it is bright, vibrant green.
I don't know what that means.
Green is a hungry color.
Green is also a
Oh,
greedy
like
color.
green to
It's ugly.
anything.
If you're right, Thal, who's taking on the mantle of lust? Who's going to touch the gem when that comes?
That's. I'm pointing at that me, baby.
That's all
Okay,
me.
good.
Why do you
No.
want it so bad when it's
Let's
on lust?
start with lust. It's lust.
Actually,
Don't
don't
make me-
answer that. I don't want to know.
Explain the joke.
It's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. Oh, I've got it.
Right.
Don't worry.
When I was coming up with the premise for this campaign, lust was such a hard thing to work around.
Right.
Hey,
Why?
man,
It's easy.
we're some hot characters in this group, okay? I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Gregor is very hot now.
Yes.
Gregor is, yes.
He would be kind of perfect as the embodiment of love. Oscar can
Anyway.
just read. Let's just skip
Does the
fucking
crystal sort of direct us where to go next? If it is green, do we
Maybe.
now need to
green,
Get-
green mean go.
There was,
I need
Greed.
to double
The-
check something.
green is an emerald color, and also greed.
right?
You know, folk tales.
Obitus like jumps up and runs over to the crystal and doesn't touch it, but starts like looking over it and casts. Actually, does touch it very quickly, and casts
That-
identify. When he touches it to cast identify, nothing happens. In terms of nothing, he doesn't like
Oh,
start
thank
going
God.
feral.
Like
I
a
start
hungry
touching it and move
No!
it.
You touch it again.
No, don't.
Roll
Bitch,
wisdom
you
save.
son of a... Okay, she touches it. I get up and I'm screaming. I'm running towards her preemptive, but you do, yeah.
That's fine.
Scoot you
No,
up.
that's good.
You just bring the meal to her. You know that, right? You're a
I'm the
bird.
You know what? Yeah, I
What-
am the most delicious out of everyone of us.
What
I
was
rolled a
that?
19.
KFH, Kentucky Fried Husker.
Give
Mm.
a husker.
Yum.
You're
Would
a
you
fried
roll,
husker.
Brian?
I think I'm looking good.
19 this time.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You feel that intense, deep hunger, and then it dissipates again.
I
Okay,
s-
I,
I don't-
can't. Someone
I don't know
else
that
take
she'd
it.
overcome it, so I do just I'd tackle her.
Roll a athletics check. Brian, roll an
Very
athletics or acrobatics. I'll
I'm not
I'll give Husker advantage though.
Fuck yeah, baby! I'm coming at you.
I rolled a natural
Fun.
one anyway.
Oh,
Holy
okay.
shit! Oh, I do! Look at that, Josh.
I can't see it.
I
What
rolled
happened?
2 natural ones.
Really? What are the
I rolled two.
modifiers?
I'm on
One.
3.
I'm on 2.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Wait. Somebody screen grab that. Somebody snip that.
I rolled 2 natural ones.
You.
I rolled on roll 20.
Okay, just
So did
just,
I.
just grab it. Just grab it wherever you get it from. Just take screenshots. Right. So what happens is, Briar, you reel back and you actually sort of trip a little bit, and as you trip, you trip backwards and fall into like a waste bin that's in the corner. Husker, as that happens, you go to jump and tackle her, but she falls out of the way, so you jump and just slam right into the side of a bookcase, and both of you take 2 points of damage.
Ow.
Wow.
I appreciate
was
it.
embarrassing.
Husker. I appreciate it. But
Are
I
you
was
going-
fine this time.
Oh.
But someone else needs to take
Wow.
it, because when I touch it, I get hungry.
I don't want to get hungry.
I don't. Did it affect you a bit? Albie.
Oh, be-
Sorry, I hit my head.
Do you think it works the same if I touch it with my like stone-ish hands?
I don't know. It didn't affect me because I was casting a spell when I touched it, so the magic sort of like creates like a barrier. This is like a battery. It's like a no, you won't know what those are. No one knows what those are. Let me rewind. This is like a water tank,
Pretty good.
How?
but magic is the water.
So we're filling it?
I don't know. It's got a little bit of it right now. It's the best I can describe. It's like a folk. You know how an arcane focus. You know those? Well, when you cast something, you fill your arcane focus with a bit of magical energy, and then that fires it off in the direction that you need it to go. Right. This is like one of those, but like very big.
So should we not be filling it then?
No idea. To be honest with you, it's the first time I've seen something like this.
Like, are we filling a big weapon for the big guy?
Maybe, or it could be a big weapon for you, or it could be an actual egg.
I
As you
love
keep
you,
calling
Abby.
it.
You're wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, just you're so
Delicious egg.
excited.
Thanks.
I love it. Anyway,
You
I
said
thought we
you
should touch it
have.
again.
When you compliment him, he starts floating slightly, and then like
Aw.
looks around and pulls himself back down to the ground.
Huh?
Abby, you're wonderful. Anyway, I don't think I should touch it just in case. I don't think any of us should touch it, but definitely not me. In case
I-
it's linked to me.
I could try.
Oh,
Okay, you're the strongest one here.
Okay,
shouldn't. Yes.
but I'm
You
very
should touch it,
resistant
yes.
at that stuff.
Touch it,
You could-
touch it, touch it.
Normally I would resent this, but you could tape my beak shut and then I'll touch it.
That's a good shout. He can't really hurt us if his beak is shut.
I normally would resent it like a lobster having its claws taped, but now I see the merit.
Should we try it?
Do you have any sticky tape?
I don't know what that is. I do have, I think, rope, though.
Oh,
Wait, let me check.
We can
I might
wrap
not.
it around it.
wrap my beak shut. If you're gonna use rope, you might as well rope Thal's mouth shut.
I don't have rope, actually.
I bet he's stronger.
I may.
Do you have tape?
Can.
And I gesture to Malifaux and stuff.
I do not.
Hey,
Do you have scotch tape?
Something sticky that would hold
Okay.
his beak shut.
Oh.
You got some spirit gum?
Wait.
You got adhesive glue?
Oh
You
my
guys got
god.
rubber band?
Somebody roll me D100, please. I need to know if they have this.
Oh my god, okay, fine.
D1
19.
on.
I have another option if we don't have any
What did you
tapey,
roll?
sticky things.
19.
19? Oh, he pulls out a small jar inside there is a white, viscous, milky
Sir?
liquid.
Sir, do you have the solvent for that?
Hey, how do you know what this is? Okay.
I am a magic student of the highest caliber.
Roll me an Arcana check, and we'll see if you know it. It is a legendary item.
I'm
Oh my
fine with
god.
that.
Is
22.
this super glue?
Okay, you know what this is.
Do you have a solvent for that?
You know what?
Don't,
Never mind.
don't just shrug at me.
You know what?
I-
Never mind.
What? I also have this stick. Hear me out. If you lie on the floor and I put the stick on your beak, and then I click the button, you won't be able to move.
What the fuck? Are you gonna put an immovable rod in my mouth?
I'm gonna hold your beak down to the floor with an immovable rod, and then you could touch
Right.
the stone.
That is
Right, you know what? This is taking too long. You are all useless. And she like sort of like she casts a spell. Anyone who knows how to cast spells, which is all of you, can roll an Arcana check to see what it is.
Just identifying.
No.
Probably
10.
Well,
I could understand what this magical liquid he had was, but I don't know what the fuck
19.
she's doing.
14.
Right, so 14, Husker?
15.
19.
It's natural 20 minus 1.
Nice.
Actually.
Thal?
2.
2. And what was yours, Briar?
10.
Okay. Briar, you can see, like, as she touches the table, you see from the table grows, the wood grows up around the crystal. And that's really all you know. You know it's obviously a spell of transmutation. The other two, you know this to be fabricate. She's going to use the wood of the table to create a case for the gem, so you guys don't have to touch it. And
Oh,
you see,
cool.
you see the wood grow up around the crystal and form a little handle at the top. And she goes, "This is something I learned whilst I was at in Seoul. Here you go." And she picks it up and hands it to you. Between there's it's pretty much it's a trim around the edge of the crystal, with a little handle at the top, and then in between there is a small film of what you can imagine is very thin but magically treated wood that allows you to see the crystal still, but not touch it.
Cool.
Will we still be able to infuse this with other crystals now?
Yeah.
She touches
It's
it
not-
again because she hasn't finished yet, and a little hole appears at the bottom where you could touch something to it.
Okay,
That's
we'll be
nice.
careful of the bottom.
That's not the problem we were trying to solve, but very nice. We were trying to touch it.
Well,
This
we
is
could
an
still
experiment.
we can still do the stick
It's an
treatment.
experiment.
Maybe we don't need
I
to
don't-
touch it.
I don't want you to do that to me.
We don't need to.
Can I be honest with you, Briar? I don't want you to do that to me. I'd
Good to
rather you
know.
did.
I'm glad that you have boundaries.
Well, yes.
Oh, were you trying to work out if we could touch it now?
Yes.
Okay, she touches it.
No! I've run
And
over.
this is,
Get the
who is this
seed.
again?
This is Avis.
Get the
Avis
seed.
is just as strong
If
as you, I'm
she
sure.
gets frenzied, we're fucked.
She's going to kill us.
It will be literally Lady D. She'll literally be coming for us like that, yeah?
No.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's
Is
you.
that us? Oh. Josh is off.
Oh, God. They took
Yeah.
him.
DM power vacuum.
They
DM
took
power
him.
vacuum. Take over,
Fight
Yona.
me. Coming.
Oh god.
No,
he's
fight me, Yona.
gone.
Bum, bum, bum.
Is everything okay?
Apparently someone's coming to the door, but I don't know
Is everything okay?
who. I don't recall us
can
doing
nudge.
anything that would have
Think
someone
twice.
coming in.
Think twice if
Hello?
you need help.
Hello.
He's emerging from the void.
What was that?
The
Hi.
old lady who lives on the first floor forgot her fob to get in.
Ah. She's a sweetie, it's
Aw.
okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Sorry about that. That was not to be expected. So as she
As if
touches,
anything on this stream
Never
is to be
I know.
expected.
as she touches the gem, she freezes up and turns to you, Briar. Her mouth opens wide and her sharp
No.
fangs look at you.
No.
And she
No.
goes to jump at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna start running.
And then she goes, I had to resist something, so probably wouldn't touch it, but I'm fine.
I'm still running.
Sure. Well,
No, so it was a joke you were doing then, I see.
Yes, dear, it was a joke.
good. Were you also pulling a joke, Briar? Because that was a very intricate joke.
No, if I was pulling that kind of joke, I wouldn't have pulled it on Thal.
You ate a
You
piece
would
of
have
your
ripped a
brother's.
chunk out of his face, probably.
So do reconcile that.
Yes,
Committed
is your
to
face
it.
okay? No, that Quill's finished casting. I'm gonna go over and gently try to put a hand up on it.
Big bite mark on it.
It's very soft, and it's like when a lizard regrows their tail. The
Oh.
scales are very like malformed and not quite formed fully yet. It's very soft and it feels like new
Sensitive.
skin. And it's sensitive, and that's something for you, Fal. It's very sensitive. As soon as she touches it, it feels like a fresh wound, basically.
Oh, sorry,
Please
sorry.
Please don't touch it. But
It
yeah,
isn't.
it'll grow in thanks to Quill.
Before
Thank
we
you,
end the
Quill.
session for today, one last thing. Malifaux stands up and goes, "Right.
Sorry.
Well, no, it's fine. So now you know what you have to do.
Alright.
Yes? Yes, we all know now?
No.
I suppose, yes.
Okay, but somebody does.
Feed
Hmm.
Briar.
I don't need fed.
I think you do.
We can offer you something. We understand that you have done a little bit of good despite what we have been saying. We can offer you one thing between us. I myself, as a man of coin, have procured quite a lot of wealth over my time, so I could offer you a gift in terms of material component, in terms of gold. He gestures to who would it be? Quill, and Quill goes, yes, I could offer you some potions and scrolls, and then Obi sort of like pulls himself back down to the ground as before. He goes, I could offer you a magical item, not a weapon though. I don't do those, but I could. Hey, how about that? And then Z goes, I do the weapons.
Are they magical?
Yes.
Very
Hmm.
good.
Like this one? I try to put my hand on top of his threat.
As you put your hand on top of it, he activates it, and you see it's a long chain with a dagger on the end, pretty much, and it's got like spines going all the way up it, and it goes and it breaks into lightning that fires all the way down the whip, all the way to the tip, and you pull back very quickly. Yes,
Very
like
cool.
that one.
So it would be one, like if we went for
Just the
one
one.
each or just one for
No.
the group.
No, one for the
Shared.
group.
Darn.
Shared.
I see.
Do you have a gun?
I mean,
Do you have a gun?
Gun.
I feel like Gregor has lost a lot in the last couple of days. I wouldn't be against him getting something if you wanted to choose something.
Like what, his
Avis-
old body
Avis says,
back?
I think Gregor's got quite a bit, doesn't he? He has armor. He has a magical loot from his test, right?
Yes, but he also lost his entire being. I'm just trying to be polite.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be so weak and lost then.
I
Am I?
I slam my axe into the table to see if it sticks.
Yeah, it's just made of wood. You slam it into the table and it sticks into the table. Malfoy goes, I would really prefer if you didn't damage our belongings, Gregor.
I would prefer not to be insulted in a room of comfort where we are out in the world getting our hands and feet dirty, and you are here by the hearth talking about how much gold you have.
Yeah, what he said.
Gregor, don't forget your place in this. We are not sat around all day. We are doing our own thing. We came to meet you here. We are doing things. Probably more than you are. The reason why you've not heard of them is because we do them correctly. We don't cause a ruckus. We don't damage people's reputation. We don't start wars. So how about you be quiet and choose your reward before I deem it necessary to take it back? Yes?
Can we have a conversation where we don't get in a fight with someone? Is that a possibility for us?
No.
Now that's a
People
reward.
aren't.
Gregor?
Sorry,
Roll.
I go and I take a lap around the room.
Thank you.
You circled
Okay,
the room
okay.
once.
I have one magic item. I would like more, obviously. I want everything. But
Right.
Thals was taken away from him, and Hasker, you have
It was-
also lost quite a lot.
Do my business with a specific party. I'm not interested, thanks.
Then
The
Thal?
potions and scrolls could be advantageous in a fight.
Do we get a selection of them, or do we only get one?
Oh, yes.
Catalog.
I could offer you a selection of my choosing, says Quill.
That sounds interesting to me. Most of us can cast them, if not all of us.
Right.
And potions are always useful. Especially with how much we die.
Oh my god, we die so much. It's ridiculous.
Gregor, you feel a poke from behind, and as you turn, you see Obi. He's as he pokes you, he's holding a pearl up to his eye, and he pokes you, and goes, and then walks away and starts walking towards Val.
Just identified you.
He identified Gregor.
Just identified you. You can't just do that without permission.
What, he walks towards me?
Yeah.
What did you do that for?
I was
Did
just
you...
checking you out, you could say. I forgot I was done. I was just checking you out. And then he walks over to Thal, and Thal, he touches your sword. The one that you just picked up with the jump against that, goes, oh, interesting.
I've been wondering about that one.
And then touches
Wait,
your
which one
armor
was?
and goes, oh, that's boring. And then walks over
Wait, wait.
to
Wait,
Brian.
wait.
What? What?
Wait.
Obitus? Obi? Can I call you that?
Of course.
What was
Uh,
what was the sword?
Oh, it's called a flame tongue.
Flame tongue. Wow.
Wait, so what does it do? I'm sorry, I was just recently handed this. I don't
Oh,
know
you
how
can
to
you can.
identify
It has a once you
what
attune to it, it has what a command word, and if you say it, it bursts into flames.
Very good to know. Thank you.
What is the word?
I don't know yet.
You set it when you attune to it, but I'm pretty sure it's the bird. The bird. The bird is the word.
Bird is the word.
Oh, I see. I see.
A little bit of a
Worse than
joke.
open Sesame.
And he walks over to Briar and touches Briar. just touches you.
Right.
Did anything come up?
No, you're really boring.
Darn. How dare you? Check this. I gesture to my headpiece. I'm like, look at this.
He's nearly out of spells, so he booms the headpiece and goes, very cool. It looks very pretty as well on you.
Thank you.
And then heads away towards probably Z. Yeah, Z.
So we
Dry
agreed
fine.
on potions and scrolls, or
I think so.
Probably a good group gift.
Yes.
okay, then it seems we're agreed. If you want to help us out.
You had to pick me, didn't you?
Of course we did, dear.
And Quill stands up and walks into the back room, and about 10 minutes later comes out. You guys just, I assume, participate in idle small talk during this time.
So will we be seeing Omen at all, or
Oh, we do not. We don't know where Omen is.
oh, I thought that Omen was waiting for me. I thought that was the whole thing. Could you pass a message along?
Oh,
Just let him know that I came to
sure.
see him, and
Sure.
or them, I guess. Depending on what form they're in today.
Yes.
Thank you.
What,
So I just,
what
like,
is
start.
the message? Oh, you're going to
That was
write
it.
it? Okay.
No, that was the
Wait.
message. Just that I was here.
Oh,
looking
that you
for
were.
them.
Okay. Okay.
It's a simple message. I'm sorry, Zagrid. I didn't realize.
You are very strange.
I'm not. I'm strange, Zagrid.
Yes,
Really?
you are. Yes. Very.
Oh, I want to ask Malifaux something, I guess, in that idle 10 minutes.
Sure.
Quickly. Malifaux, you say you have an army. Are there any battle poets a part of it? And if not, can I train a regiment of them to help?
You are still yet to prove yourself, but perhaps. I'll keep your name in mind.
All right. Please do that.
Okay, Quill comes back and puts down a little, like, milk, like a little milk box, like a wooden milk box, with 6 potions in it. Like 6 potion slots, there's only 4 potions, and there's 2 scrolls in the other 2 slots. Puts it on the table and pushes it over to you. Potions.
What are
Which
they?
Oh, you want to know what they are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a grab bag. Is it a mystery box?
No, I don't do that.
Oh.
There is 2 potions of greater healing.
Nice.
There is 1 of... Is it this one? There's 1 of stone giant strength. And then finally there is a potion of... Is it that one? 1 second. No, not that one. That one's too far. And then there is 1 of... She picks up like the potion and goes, no, that was the wrong one, moment. And comes into the background, pulls another one out and puts it in instead.
Okay.
This is a potion of growth.
Like emotional growth or spiritual growth? Or...
Physical growth.
Oh,
I
okay,
see.
okay, okay. I thought
Write
you
these
needed a
down.
prescription for that.
Write these down somewhere, because if you don't write them down, you lose them.
I am.
I'm writing down.
You are? Okay.
And then the scrolls are a scroll of I need to find the cleric spell I'm looking for. There is a scroll of what level spells do you guys have right now? Highest level?
Chance.
Right, that would be you. I'm
4?
asking pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you're the only full caster here. Oh no,
Fourth level.
Gregor also. 4. 4th level?
Yeah,
Awesome.
4. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a scroll of Death Ward, because I know you have a problem
Oh,
with
cool.
that.
Good. Good one.
And a scroll of I'm trying to think of
Calm emotions, because I know you have a problem with that.
No.
that would be very funny. Thank you. I'll bear that in mind next time, Briar.
Just weed. This is your potion. Potions.
Locate creature, because
Oh,
I
that's
had
good.
one
Okay.
spare.
Good, thanks. Glad we got your
I
leftovers.
thought it might help with, finding the 7.
These are handy.
That is all.
How do we want to divvy them up? Like, who wants to carry what? We don't have a collective
We will
storage
do
anywhere.
that between sessions, and you can say next time, because we're currently running a
Okay.
little bit over. So, thank you everyone who was here today. I appreciate all my players coming. Thank you all for the very entertaining session. And we'll see you all actually tomorrow for a one-time event. Joe is not busy. Maybe we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow. Joe is
Should
not
be good. Yeah.
busy on Sunday.
Sundays,
So,
Sunday,
We're gonna
Sunday.
The rare
Sunday,
occasion.
Sunday. One time only. We're gonna
Da-da-da-da.
have Joe here for an extra session this week. After tomorrow, our next session will be in 2 weeks because this is a fortnightly campaign. So we'll have Sunday, and then 2 weeks later we'll have another session. But we'll see you all tomorrow for an extra special session of Fall of Mireon. And we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Make sure to join the links and check out the YouTubes where all the past VODs are linked. We're going to come up with a recap video soon. Sorry, Joe, I realized you were about to say cheers and then I kept going.
He really,
Right.
really crimped his style.
Now,
do it again.
Okay. And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
They're quite-
Ching ching.